Hey. Good to see ya. Got Red Mama in the house, and people are going to be streaming in here. Glad to see everyone here today. I haven't been live in probably half a week or something since I was at the lake house getting my setup going there. Back in the big city of Edmonton, overlooking the elm-lined streets of Old Strathcona over here. That's what it looks like outside of my window. Nice, bright, sunny day. Looking real nice out there. Real nice. Absolutely a great day. And I hope you're doing well out there, wherever you might be, in the hinterland of the internet. And we've got an action-packed show for you here today with topics, general type topics that are happening up here in Canada. We're basically in a state of what I would call a net zero capital flight stagnation. Well, actually, it's worse than stagnation up here in Canada because we're faced with carbon carney, and the government of Canada bringing in this net zero stuff, which the whole net zero stuff is just a bunch of bullshit, which is like, oh, well, you can't do anything. You can't burn oil. You have to buy an electric vehicle. We're going to be mandating the elimination of gas vehicles, and you're going to have to buy an electric vehicle. We've got that whole thing. Hey, Ron Comet, good to see you. Ron Comet, big ups to you there. Next door. Oh, okay. Where are you? Next door? Good to see you. I'm in Edmonton. But anyways, we've got the whole thing where we can't build any more oil pipelines. We can't extract any more oil. Leo, good to see you. Sun Honey Studios in there. Red Mama, Troy is in there. Hey, lots of good people popping in here. We're in a kind of a bad state up here where, like I say, it's like worse than stagnation. It's like actual, we're in a net zero capital flight situation here. I just went live. What's up? What? Your mouth like this? What? I don't have any audio? No audio? Yeah, I have audio. Otherwise, the chat would be telling me I don't have audio. I have audio. Mute myself. Oh, okay. Hang on. Let me mute myself for a second here. Hang on. Okay. Okay. Now we're back again. It never fails that an emergency doesn't come up until I go live, right? I can be at home all day long and there's nothing going on. And then as soon as I go live, then all of a sudden it's like, all hell breaks loose. But anyways, we're in a situation up here in Canada where we have this net zero thing where we're not supposed to burn anything. We're not supposed to. We're just supposed to live off of solar panels and windmills and don't be polluting at all and don't put any carbon into the air. And for that reason, not only are we in a state of stagnation, but we're actually going backwards. We're having capital that would be investing in different things in Canada actually leaving Canada. Like, it's actually a pretty bad situation that we're in here. And just to show you a little bit about what I'm talking about here, here's a little chart that I'll bring up here first, which shows you that this is the flight of capital from Canada. And you can see whereby since the Trudeau election that more and more capital has been leaving Canada. And we're up at this situation here, up above my head here, where capital is just zooming right out, leaving Canada, probably for the States, Maybe they're investing in Brookfield in the States, an American company that Carney had an awful lot to do with, because Brookfield is generally getting enriched by the things that Carney is doing here in Canada, and we're in bad shape. We're in absolutely bad shape here, and yeah, we have to do something about it. And I don't know that there is really anything that we can do about it within Canada, because it seems like the government just wants to shut down any kind of development. They want to just keep the oil in the ground, keep the natural resources in the ground, keep everything under a lid. They don't want to really effectively negotiate with the United States to get rid of the tariffs that are happening. We're okay with this so-called free trade agreement that was negotiated years ago and is about to expire next year, which is free trade. And when that thing expires, you can expect that Trump is going to go, okay, now that it's expired, I'm going to put you under 30%, 35% tariffs for all of those goods. So just wait for that to happen. So we're just sitting on pins and needles up here in Canada with the free trade agreement that we have negotiated right now, which, of course, Carney is like, oh, yeah, well, we're really good at negotiating. Yeah, no, you didn't negotiate anything. It's already was negotiated, and all he did was just give away any tariffs that we had on American goods, which they threw out the tariffs. There was the tariffs on media and stuff like that you had to throw out. And yeah, it was just a terrible situation. Broken Patriot, hey, good to see you in the chat there. How are we going to get Tommy in RV, dude, in a hot tub stream? Yeah, right. Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights. Hey, good to see you. Happy Thursday. Yeah, good to see everyone in there. Everyone's piling into the room here. If you're watching this later on, I'm just talking to the chat. We've got the chat in here. Oh, actually, I can bring the chat on stage here. Maybe I'll do that. There we go. We'll bring the chat on there so that you can see it later on in case you're watching a rerun of the show here. Oh, one other thing. Hang on a second here. This is our friends at YouTube here. And unfortunately, my channel is not monetized until I actually turn this switch on. So let me go in the back end here and turn on that switch to monetize the content here. Take me a half a second to go back there. I don't know why they don't allow you to do stuff like that right exactly when the show goes live, that it's already turned on. But you have to actually go in there and do it. And if you don't do it, you lose any kind of monetization that happens while you're live if you don't turn that switch on while you're live, which most of the time I forget to do that. So not a good situation. But anyways, if you get in stream commercials, well, I guess you're not a premium member of YouTube. What can I say? Shame on you. Better buy that premium. Hey, Carrie's Musings, good to see you. Mater97 in there. Hey, good to see you. Love of Night. Hey, big ups to you there. Thanks for popping in here. Got Ron Comet in there as well. Yeah, that's why Air Canada strikes, says Ron. Hey, good to see you there, Ron, over on Facebook. If you want to get in on more of the chat, Ron, just go over to YouTube and search for Tommy Temper Show. Tommy Temper Show on YouTube. And there's more people that hang out over on YouTube than on Facebook. Although, I don't know. Sometimes I find that I get more views over on Facebook. Like I'll get 2,500 or something views on Facebook. And maybe only, I don't know, 1,000 views on YouTube. So it kind of depends. I don't know why that is. Sometimes it's more on Facebook than on YouTube. But anyways, we've got probably more of the chat happening over on YouTube with guys like Roy and stuff like that. Flipping the backdoor switch has been known to decrease the risk of pregnancy. Yeah, what does that have to do with my show? Hey, come on, you guys. Let's get with it here. But anyways, on with the net zero capital flight And also the other thing that's big talk up here in Canada is we have this thing called, and by the way, I don't hate anybody. Okay. Listen to me and listen carefully. I don't hate anyone. I try and like people. Okay. I try and like Muslim people. I try and like East Indian people. I try and like indigenous people. I try and like white people. I try and like black people. I like everybody. I try and like everyone. I don't single people out and hate anyone at all. So don't be thinking that I'm a hater. Like I'm probably, you guys, if you know me at all, I try and get along with people and not get in fights with people and arguments with people, and to be on the good side of people. That being said, there are certain things that people say that I don't like. Okay, like for example, if somebody says, well, we're going to immigrate to your country, and when there's enough of us, then we're going to bring in our own laws, and we're going to take over, and we're going to get rid of every one of you in your country. When people say things like that, I don't like that, okay? And I don't think you would like that either. But that doesn't mean that I don't like the people, okay? I like all of the people. It doesn't matter who you are. So just keep that in mind, okay? And I don't have like a hate on for the Palestinians. I don't have a hate on for the Jewish people or the Muslim people or the people from Nairobi or wherever, Nairobi, or anywhere, or Afghanistan or Morocco. Moroccans are okay. What can I say? Or Libya. If you're Libyan, hey, you're okay. What can I say? Even though I might have not gone to your country or not being led into your country, for example, at the border of Libya, Gaddafi did not let me into Libya. Okay, so I never made it into Libya. But that doesn't mean that I don't like Libyan people. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But anyways, getting back to what the show is about here, which net zero, which is the carbon capture stuff and green energy and all the rest of that stuff, which I believe is nothing more than a big cash grab, okay, by companies that have been set up to profit from things like that. And Carney was instrumental in helping to set up that kind of stuff. So he's big into stuff like that. It's like, wow, we're going to make the world a better place by just plain grabbing as much money as we can under the guise of making the whole planet a much better place, But I don't think that's so. I think that we should just try and be better people. Use less, maybe people that are manufacturing products need to be producing products that are less wasteful. Like, for example, when you go to the store and buy something, it's like something like, I don't know, tomatoes or something like that. You'll have them blister packaged or packaged in plastic or something like that. And then you go to the till, and then they would ask you, do you want a bag for that, to put that plastic container thing into, whatever, stuff like that. We have to stop wastage. And I know that we can get along a lot better on this planet without wasting as much things. Now, also, does everyone have to have an electric vehicle? I don't think that electric vehicles are the end all to saving the whole planet, because there's a lot of wastage made in the manufacture of the electric vehicle. And sure, you might be saying, okay, well, after 2 years, you've pretty much paid for that electric vehicle, and now you're just living off of the electricity that it uses. Yeah, well, what if the electricity is not being made with windmills and solar panels that don't last forever? You guys don't think about that either, that eventually the windmill wears out. Eventually the solar panel gets hit by hail or just plain wears out and you have to replace it again, Like, I've heard a lot of horror stories with people that have put solar panels on their houses and things like that, where it's just been nothing but a nightmare. You know, people order double-sided monocrystalline cells or something, the very best of the best, and then the company comes out and tries to con them into a cheap old single-sided crappy solar panel, whatever, so they get burned on the actual purchase. And then they have to go into a $50,000 loan in order to put that solar system onto their house. And then just remember that if you know anything about roofs or roofing, roofs, whatever, however you want to say it, whenever you drill holes in a roof and you mount something on it, that's a potential leak in your roof. And do you think that people that put solar panels on their roofs eventually get leaky roofs? They absolutely do. Absolutely. There's no hope in hell that you can drill 100 holes in your roof to mount a whole bunch of solar panels onto your roof without having a leaky roof, right? It's not going to happen. In my mind, I know. I've been through roof problems with just having a chimney sticking through a roof, right? And eventually it will leak around where that chimney is. Especially when you're not even doing it right. All you're doing is just drilling a hole and then putting a little caulking on it, and then putting a screw into it to hold a panel in there that, of course, the wind is pulling, it's shifting, whatever. The wind is sucking on that bolt, and then you've got the sun where it's baking it, heating it, cooling it, from anywhere from 30 degrees above to 30 degrees below zero. Eventually, it will leak. And if you thought it was expensive putting those solar panels on your roof when you first got them put on, imagine when you have a hole in your roof where it's leaking, and then you've got to spend the money to remove all of those panels. Then you have to put all the new shingles on. Then you have to reinstall all those panels again. It's like, how many times you can install that solar crap on your roof, right? And like I have a friend of mine who his friend has solar panels on his roof, and he says, those things are nothing more than like you have to babysit them. You have to babysit those solar panels all the time because there's always something going on with them. It's with the charging, with the batteries, with what's going on in your roof, with the power companies. And there's horror stories of people that have put the solar panels on their roof with the interconnection to the wireline company, the company that supplies you power to your house. And it's like, hey, you'll make money off of those solar panels because when they're not providing power for your house, you'll be able to feed your power into the grid. Great thing. Well, it costs you an arm and a leg to even connect it up to the grid. And you go, oh, okay, good. Now I'm making a couple pennies off of it because I'm supplying power to the grid. And then eventually the government goes, well, yeah, you're making money off that. We're going to have to tax you. So now they're taxing people for sending money to the grid now, right? And all these people, holy shit, you never told me that you were going to do that. I didn't know that was going to happen. And now I'm being charged tax for the solar panels to feed the power into the grid. So at the end of the day, it was like a lot of people are shaking their heads and going, man, I should never have even done that. Like, that's just plain crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Hey, we got Benita Peterson in the chat there, by the way. You're a big Alberta flag waver there. I've seen you on Facebook over on the overpasses and stuff like that, flying the flags and stuff like that. There's an Alberta Sovereignty Now rally happening in Edmonton this Saturday, September 6th, at 12:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Oh, yeah. Hey, that sounds really good. Hey, Benita, if you're in there, hang on. I'm going to drop, oh boy, how can I do this? Because you're over on Facebook. If I drop my link, go over to YouTube. Hang on a second here. Let me do this here. Hang on for half a second here. Come on onto my program here, and I'll talk to you about that for a half a second. Just hang on half a second here. Just let me figure this out here. Let me first of all just drop a link to invite you on here. just copy that. Send me a text on Facebook right now, okay, Benita? Send me a text on Facebook, and then I will bring you up as a guest over here on my channel, and you can talk to us about that. See what you happen to know about the sovereignty in Alberta here. What we're talking about is Alberta independence and Alberta breaking away from Canada and that sort of stuff. So if you want to come up as a guest on the channel, actually I'll drop a link. Let me just go over to my channel here. I know how to do it. I'll drop it over on Facebook there. Let me just go over to my channel over there, or my Facebook thingamajiggy here. Here we go. Okay, yeah, you'll see where I dropped a link there, Benita. We'll be waving lots of flags and whatever. Got you there. You'll see where I dropped a link over in Facebook there. I just dropped it just now. If you can click that link, and I'll bring you onto the show here, and then we'll find out about the sovereignty, about the rally that's happening, and about what you know about independence, what's happening up until this point in time. And sounds pretty cool. Can get some information from you. Lots of Benita says done Facebook message, but I didn't send it to you in a Facebook message, but I just put it right on the stream, so you'll be able to see it on the stream there. So I've got it over to you there on the stream if you see that. Benita says lots of progress in the Alberta independence movement going on there. So, yeah, we'll just wait for you to come on the program here. Yeah, well, that's just it, is that right now Canada is at a what we call a net zero capital. That's all they ever talk about, is making Canada net zero. And, of course, Alberta is on that program as well because of the Canadian government. And because of the net zero situation that we're in, we're kind of seeing that there is an awful lot of capital leaving Canada. And as I pointed out here with this chart, we've got money rolling out of Canada. People are not wanting to invest in Canada. And we're really in a bad situation. We need to be able to reverse that. And I don't know that we can really reverse this chart staying within Canada, can we? I think that the only thing that we can do is separate from Canada, get out of this net zero situation. Hey, even if Alberta separates from Canada, that doesn't mean that we will never join back up with Canada again. There's always that possibility. On the other hand, we might join up with the United States too. But just because Alberta might separate from Canada, that doesn't mean that we're going to join up with the States either, you know. It's like that kind of a thing. Okay, Benita says she'll be up here in about 5 minutes, so I'll just watch for you. Watch for that to happen. Who else is in there? We got Scumdog in there. Welcome to the 51st state, says Scumdog. Hey, well, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the offer. Yeah, that's nice to hear that. Oh, what do we got here? Mo doesn't like Trump there. Trump derangement syndrome in there. Pop it in there. That's not good. Daisy is in there. Hey, we don't need any more liberal scum. Yeah, well, not all. No, hang on. Albertans are not liberals, okay? A lot of Canadians are liberals. Just keep this in mind, our American friends out there, is that a lot of the people that live in Canada are liberals. Yes, indeed. But most Albertans are not liberal. We are conservatives. We're like from that Republican side if you're from the States, okay? Just like myself, I'm conservative. And a lot of Albertans are conservatives, right? So just keep that in mind. It's the liberals that are like into this net zero stuff and into save the planet and, we're not going to do anything to rock the boat and don't do anything. Just stay the way you are and don't go anywhere and whatever. Just stay at home. Get yourself an e-bicycle or an electric car and this kind of crap. But, then there are the rest of it that are just, common sense type people that are like, hey, you know what? We can't all buy electric vehicles. Those that can, good for you. If you can and you can save the planet, or you don't go anywhere, all you do is you drive to the store or whatever, or drive around your town. Maybe that's all you need is an electric vehicle. And if that's the way it is, okay, good for you. If it works for you, fine. But that doesn't mean that everybody else that doesn't do that has to buy an electric vehicle, especially if it doesn't work for you. Like, I look around my province here, and there are an awful lot of people that drive trucks. They don't even drive cars here, and they drive 4x4s because of the harsh winters, the snow on the roads, the fact that you're not always in the city, that you're driving to remote locations, you're going down mining roads, oil field roads, driving up to Fort McMurray, just all kind of stuff like that, where you're out in the bush and whatever, and a car just doesn't cut it. Let's face it. For those of you that live in the city, okay, fine, get yourself the electric car and be happy with it. Okay, but if you're just a regular old redneck Albertan, you might need a pick 'em up truck, a 4x4 type thing, and like even myself, I drive a 4x4, right? The vehicle that my number one vehicle. Now, keep in mind that I don't necessarily need a full size vehicle, so I drive a Tacoma, right, or a Taco as it's known. It's made by Toyota, but it is a 4x4, and but it seats 4 people in there, and it's got a full truck bed in the back there. But it's just a smaller size vehicle, so it's not the great thing for pulling like a trailer or something like that. But yeah, that being said, it works well for me, and it's my mini kind of full-size truck, I guess you could say, and it works out okay. Hey, we got Edward Cam in there talking about abortion. Oh, man, you guys, see, there's the left-winger. It's like, what's on your mind today? Well, abortion and LG community and, stuff that, I don't even think about stuff like that. In my daily going to buy some food or whatever, going for a drive or going places, I don't think about any of that stuff at all. It's only when I get on the internet here and I'm subjected to looking over stuff on the internet here and whatever that I run into that kind of crap, and it gets kind of thrown in my face here. But at the end of the day, I'm not a woman. I don't really, it's not up to me to decide what women do. So I'm not even going to comment on abortion and stuff like that. Okay, it's just not going to happen. Not going to happen. But anyways, we do have capital flying out of Canada because of this net zero stuff. Because who wants to invest in Canada when you've got a government that says no, 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 we don't want oil, we don't want pollution, we don't want carbon in the atmosphere. We just want you to buy windmills and solar panels, right? So that's the problem. That's the problem. Okay. Now we have the problem with the migrants in Canada here too. Like, we have an awful lot of migrants in Canada. Canada is overwhelmed. Okay. 500,000 plus illegal migrants, 4.9 million visas are expiring this year. We have a massive expansion of enforcement agents to locate, and this is what we need. We need CBSA enforcement agents to locate and remove these people. We have to have a stop to the temporary foreign worker program. We need to deport all illegal individuals who overstay their visas, which there are just a piss pot of these people in Canada. We need to change the laws to allow mass revocation of permanent residency status at the discretion of the minister. No appeals, no delays. We need some change in our government here. And what's happened is that we've got, and again, I don't hate people, okay? But if you have a government, and like you might think to yourself, why the hell is the liberal government bringing so many immigrants into the country? Why? Why is it? It's like changing the entire fabric of Canada to where it's not good old Canada anyway, the good old redneck Alberta. Now it's like I feel like I'm in India or something, you know. Go to the Costco store and I'm like in some foreign country. I feel like I'm in a non-European world. Non-European. The Europeans are just not even visible anymore, and all I can see is just people talking in all kind of different languages, right? And they're not speaking in English, and that's what Canada has become. Now, a lot of it is to do with this foreign worker program, and it seems like, why is it, and this is another question, why is it that the foreign workers are only coming from East India? They're not coming from Germany. They're not coming from Netherlands. They're not coming from Sweden. Where's all the nice Swedish girls, right? We need some nice blonde Swedish girls here in Canada, but we're not seeing that at all. They're all coming from East India. You know, it's like unbelievable. And it's like this foreign worker program that we have here in Canada. It's gotten to the point where it's absolutely ridiculous. Let me just give you a bit of a map here for the foreign worker program, because it's like incredible. Okay, now this doesn't look that impressive, okay, but this is the foreign worker program in Canada. Now, every one of those dots is a foreign worker, okay, or series of foreign workers. And you can see some areas of Canada, like in Quebec, in Ontario, that you can see there. Here's my province, Alberta. You can see Alberta has Edmonton and Calgary, the two big dots in the center there. Lots of foreign workers there. Lots of foreign workers in British Columbia. But foreign workers basically all over the place, right? And a lot of them, a whole lot of them, all over Canada. And the whole idea with the foreign worker program is to, I don't like that chat over my face there, but the whole idea of the foreign worker program is that if you're a business, you can apply to hire a foreign worker. And let's say, for example, you were paying that foreign worker $30. Well, the company would pay $15, and then the government would pay the other $15, right? So in other words, the foreign worker would be subsidized by the government, right? So it's of your advantage because it only costs you, and I don't know the exact number, but let's say half of what the wage would be for that foreign worker, okay, as opposed to hiring a Canadian worker at $30 an hour. Do you see how it works? So why wouldn't you, as a business, go, oh yeah, I can't find anyone to hire within Canada, so I'm going to apply to the foreign worker program and only pay $15 an hour for the same guy that I might hire for $30 an hour in Canada, right? And you have different variations too of that, because you have the low salary or low wage foreign worker, and you also have the high wage foreign worker. Low wage might be somebody that works in the fast food industry, and high wage might be maybe some kind of assistant at a doctor's office, or some kind of a clinic or something like that, or maybe a welder, or somebody that works in a trade or something like that. But we actually have an awful lot of foreign workers all throughout Canada, and even up into the far north. Now, actually, you don't see too much, but here you can see up in Yellowknife, or no, yeah, this is Whitehorse right here. So in Whitehorse, we've got 122 up there, not too many, but they're strung out all over the place. This is Yellowknife up here. What is that? 278 workers up in little old Yellowknife, up in the middle of nowhere. So the whole thing is that these people are strewn all over the place. Of course, there's more in the larger cities than there are in the far north, but they are literally all over the place. Now, the problem is that you invite the people in as a foreign worker, and they come in here on a visa, foreign worker visa, but then when the visa expires, then they never go back home. They stay here, or they think that they are going to somehow apply for permanent residency after the foreign worker visa expires. So that's part of the problem. So right now we have a big thing within Canada whereby the conservative side is saying enough is enough. We've got so many of these people that are in Canada here now, and a lot of them, their visas have expired, and now they're not wanting to go home, and now you can't round them up there, and we don't have enough people here to even find out where the hell they are. They're living with friends, living in basements, living all over the place, and we don't know what's going on. So, yeah, it's a tough situation that we're in. Here's a little chart showing payroll employment in June. This is the number of actual workers in Canada, just to show you that we're in a kind of a capital flight. And I think it's because of the net zero crap that's going on here in Canada, as well as everything else. That here's a little chart here that shows you that the only jobs, the plus jobs that have been created and payroll employment increases have been in public administration and in arts, entertainment, and recreation. Those are the only two sectors where payroll employment has increased. Everything else has decreased, as you can see on this side over here. These are all decreases in there. Up at the very top there, those are the only two sectors of Canada where employment has increased. Everything else has decreased in here. In finance, education, services, scientific, technical, construction, especially real estate and stuff like that. Manufacturing probably to do with Trump and the vehicles and stuff like that. So yeah, we're definitely crapping the big time here. This is all over within Canada, and it's not looking good at all for us Canadians up here. The whole economy is going to hell in a handbag, like really quickly. Okay, we've got Benita Peterson coming onto the show here now, and she's going to tell us a little bit about. Now, if you're into Alberta separation, Alberta independence, Alberta sovereignty, we'll find out what the differences are between those three terms from her, and we'll just quiz her as to what she knows. She's been going all over Alberta, doing her thing, hobnobbing with all the people involved in those things, and let's find out from Benita what is happening in that regard. Hey, Benita, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, Tom.
Sounds good. Let me make sure that we don't have an echo on here. Just hang on a half a second, and I will just let's see. We'll just check from the chat. Do we have an echo on here, or does the audio sound okay?
Is that better?
You sound good to me. You sound good. But sometimes I have an echo on here depending on how my audio system is set up here, because I've got the studio mic connected up to StreamYard and blah, blah, blah in that regard. Just as long as everyone can hear you okay without an echo, that's good. Then we can kind of move along here.
Okay.
I
have an echo on my end.
Okay, hang on a second. Let me just go in the back end here and just change a couple of settings here, and then we'll do it to it. Audio. Okay, here we go. I'll just change over from audio D over to, maybe I'll bring in my microphone here. Hang on, let me find my headphone microphone here. This will fix it.
It's good to see you again. Will you be in Edmonton Saturday?
I won't. I'm going to be in Sylvan Lake, as a matter of fact, probably on Saturday, so I won't be able to make it.
Well, these rallies will likely continue most Saturdays.
Okay. Let's see if that gets rid of the echo here. Speaker. Should be this one here. I just have to change my speaker out to my headphones here. There we go. Okay, I think that the echo is gone now. So, yeah, I think we're good here now.
Let's find out.
Okay, so anyways, Benita Peterson, very big in, I don't know what you're big in. You're big in going all over the province and promoting things that are kind of good for society, I think, most of all. You're big on Facebook. That's where you've got your group there. And yeah, okay, you got your phone number on there. So if anyone wants to contact her and find out more about the things that we're discussing, just write that number down and you can find out more. But tell us a little bit about yourself, though.
I started as an activist in February of 2021, and I organized several protests across Alberta against the COVID restrictions. Well, when I protested in Edmonton, I never got any tickets. But when I protested in areas that the law enforcement agency is the RCMP, I got hammered with tickets, ticket after ticket after ticket in February, March, and April of 2021. So it took over a year of court by phone where I was pushing back against those tickets, and then all 10 tickets were dropped in June of 2022. So I'm very relieved those tickets were dropped and I no longer have a court fight on my hands. So yeah, I'm a rally organizer, very dedicated, and basically I stand up for causes I believe in. So at that time in February of 2021, it was against the COVID restrictions. Now I organize rallies in support of sovereignty for Alberta. And there's going to be a big one this Saturday in Edmonton on September 6th. We'll be gathering from 12:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. And we're going to be at the overpass right over top of Wayne Gretzky Drive. And what we've arranged for is these giant, beautiful banners that read Alberta Sovereignty Now. And so all the traffic going by on Wayne Gretzky Drive gets to see the message. And then the cars that are on 112th Avenue, the overpass, they have to stop at stoplights. So we interact with them a little bit. We wave at them. And if people want to, they can park over at Borden Park and then come talk to us. And we've got some flyers to hand out in case people want to be better informed. The reactions are interesting. We either get no reaction at all. Some people don't want to interact. Sometimes we get, yeah, and we get these honks and these thumbs up signs. And then other times we get a hostile reaction because there's some people, this topic of Alberta sovereignty upsets them. And that actually kind of confuses me because when I think about sovereignty, I just think about standing in your own power. So sovereignty is owning yourself, Alberta owning itself. And Alberta could have sovereignty within Canada. It is possible through Bill 1, the Sovereignty of Alberta within a United Canada Act. It is kind of possible, but let's just say I'm skeptical of that because we've seen what the federal government does. Another version of sovereignty, of course, is Alberta becoming its own country. And when it comes to how that country is structured, I'm pushing for a constitutional republic. So get out of the Commonwealth, just become a constitutional republic, stand on our own. So that's where my head's at. But Tommy, I'm open to your questions and suggestions.
Sure. So what in your take is the difference between sovereignty, independence, and separation?
Well, sovereignty could occur within Canada if the province of Alberta basically took control of all things that are in provincial jurisdiction, much like Quebec has, actually. So Quebec has taken control of all the things that are in provincial jurisdiction, and Quebec doesn't allow the federal government as much to interfere in their affairs. So Alberta needs to be more sovereign, not by asking the Canadian federal government for permission, but by taking control of all things within provincial jurisdiction. And this province is already moving in that direction. So, for example, the Alberta sheriffs have expanded, and there is now an Alberta Sheriff's Police Service. Now, part of the reason for this is the RCMP weren't serving Albertan communities enough. RCMP is short-staffed. And Alberta's been paying for policing for years, and the RCMP aren't coming through for us. There'll be communities sometimes without enough police. Sometimes there'll be hours in a community at nighttime. There's no cop, and the local criminals know it. This has happened in some small rural communities, so they get away with some stuff. So the RCMP hasn't been coming through for us in a number of ways. And so Alberta has to have its own police. It's not just a choice, we have to. And so the Alberta Sheriff's Police Service has already been launched. And at the Alberta Next Panel events, you can go to albertanextpanel.ca to learn about upcoming events. They're both online and in person in communities in Alberta. At these events, they're talking about Alberta policing, and they're basically asking people, how do you feel about Alberta policing being expanded so there's less reliance on the RCMP? And the people at these events are so in favor of it. So when we talk about sovereignty, sovereignty is basically you're standing on your own 2 feet, and sovereignty can take different forms. Sovereignty is one of those words. It's sort of like an umbrella that covers different things. So sovereignty, for example, can cover the topic of independence. Independence to me means Alberta leaves Canada and becomes a country. And we have enough resources to do that. This province is so rich in resources. And I'm not just talking about oil and gas. I'm talking about forestry. I'm talking about agriculture. I'm talking about tourism. And we're getting into manufacturing. So sovereignty can mean independence. Independence is a form of sovereignty, if that makes sense. I feel like I missed part of your question, though, Tommy. What was the other part?
No, that's true. That's true. No, well, sovereignty, independence, and separation. But basically,
separation.
Yeah.
It's another word for independence. Separation is another word for independence. I prefer to use the word independence. I just think independence is a much better word. So I actually have a Facebook page. It's called Alberta Independence Movement. And on that page, I promote different independence events. Other people post stuff too, but I promote mainly the initiatives that are going to move the needle and get us further towards achieving this. So I'll promote Alberta Prosperity Project events and initiatives. I've also actually promoted some for the Republican Party of Alberta, because at times the Republican Party of Alberta is doing good work. Just so you're aware, at times they're not doing good work, but that's a discussion for another day. We can talk about that another day, because I don't believe in vote splitting. So then I'll promote for other initiatives. There was a fellow down near Three Hills doing events called Alberta Independence Discussion. And so they weren't Alberta Prosperity Project events. He's a different group, and he would put on these events and bring in guest speakers, sometimes even Alberta Prosperity Project speakers, to talk about, this concept. Because there's a lot of Albertans that don't yet understand the concept of Alberta independence, and they don't understand the benefits of it. There are so many benefits. Alberta pension plan, for example. We could have an Alberta pension plan even if Alberta stays in Canada, but Alberta becomes more sovereign within Canada. We can obviously have an Alberta pension plan when Alberta becomes an constitutional republic. We could have it before that happens. But there's so many benefits to Alberta pension plan, because the people who are currently receiving pension will actually receive more. And there's also talk about how in an Alberta pension plan, if you pass away and you didn't collect your full pension, that pension can go to your loved one. And I'm not just referring to a spouse here. It could go to a child, etc. So the pathway to Alberta independence is so incredibly beneficial to Albertans. And the other thing to note is that the pathway is clear. We have something called the Clarity Act, and it's just a matter of a vote. Now, Quebec has attempted this twice, and I was a child, but I do recall listening to the news, and Quebec was ready to do their vote, their referendum on independence. And what had happened is the Canadian Armed Forces was removing aircraft, Canadian Forces aircraft from Quebec soil in the days preceding the vote and the day of the vote. So what does that imply? If the Canadian Armed Forces were removing Canadian Armed Forces assets from Quebec soil the days preceding the vote and the day of the vote, what does that imply? That implies that if that vote was 51% or higher, that Quebec is sovereign and whatever's on Quebec soil belongs to Quebec and they're an independent nation. So people need to remember that. Now, the vote wasn't 51%, but even with a vote less than what we need, they're still, in a sense, a success. So Quebec ended up with a better deal with Canada. And there's a number of reasons Quebec is doing so well. And some of those reasons have to do with they're sovereign in a sense. They take on all the responsibilities of everything they can under provincial jurisdiction, including collecting their own provincial taxes, which Alberta is on the road towards doing. If you've listened to the Alberta Next Panel events, by the way, they were all recorded. One of the best ones was the one in Medicine Hat this week. But all the Alberta Next Panel events were recorded. Each one is probably 3 hours long, but I encourage your viewers, when there's time, to listen. You can be listening to it while you're doing other things. So the discussion is already there. So there's this movement, right? So I prefer you to use the word independence over separation. I just think it's a much nicer word. In a sense, it means the same thing. So it means we become our own nation. We become our country, the Constitutional Republic of Alberta. I don't know about you, but I love the sound of that. We'll make our own rules. There's already rules in the making. Actually, Alberta Prosperity Project, my understanding, is going to be releasing a draft of the proposed Alberta Constitution at the end of September. So this is coming up fast. They're already writing an Alberta Constitution for the moment that Alberta becomes independent. This is just amazing, the progress that's happening right now.
Yeah, I know they're actually doing a pretty good job, because they came out with a list of all of the positive things that would actually happen in Alberta should Alberta become independent. You know, all of the pluses on pensions and extra monies that would stay within the province, that sort of thing. Let me ask you about Premier Danielle Smith, and what is your take on her? You know, actually, from my own point of view, I think that she's been a pretty good premier of the province here, and maybe she's kind of on the side of independence. She's actually lowered the number of people that would have to apply for the petition, right? So what's your take on Danielle with this whole independence thing?
Well, something for people to review is that Danielle Smith was talking about independence for Alberta long before she became the leader of the United Conservative Party. So if you look back at her radio show and her public speaking events where she was a guest speaker at events, or even look at the time that she served as leader of the Wild Rose, she was talking about independence for Alberta a long, long time ago. And she spoke in a supportive manner. Now, in her position as premier at this time, I've noticed that her language has adjusted slightly. So at this time, she's not publicly coming out as a supporter of Alberta independence. She passed Bill 1, the Alberta Sovereignty Within a United Canada Act, which implies that she believes Alberta should stay in Canada. However, when we look at what she's done, especially most recently, like you said, Tommy, about making the numbers for a petition, a citizen-led petition, to cause a referendum, she's made that much more manageable for us. And when you look at the topics that the Alberta Next panel is covering, so they're not just talking about policing or Alberta pension plan, they're also talking about immigration. Like the topics that panel's covering right now, when you watch and each video I think is 3 minutes or less when you watch the different videos, these are all steps towards Alberta independence or steps towards a sovereign Alberta within a united Canada. So she is helping take us down the path without necessarily saying she is publicly a supporter of Alberta independence. Now, Tommy, would you humor me? Can we play for a moment? Because I'd like to make some predictions. Is that okay?
Sure. Okay.
Okay. So Daniel Smith has laid out 9 requirements from Alberta and has sent them to Mark Carney, Prime Minister of Canada, and said, if you want, to make Alberta happier, you need to do these 9 things. Well, and she gave him 6 months to taking office, and that he gets some results. Now, when we look at what Mark Carney is doing so far, it's nowhere near accomplishing any of the 9 items on the list. And he's already been.
He's addressed any of those points at all.
No, so it's not looking good that he's going to accomplish anything. And of course, when we look at his other policies, he's going in a completely different direction. Here in Alberta, we believe in freedom. We believe in individual rights, individual responsibility. Carney's in a completely different direction. That whole thing about in 2026, every new vehicle sold in Canada, or 20% of all new vehicles sold in Canada have to be electric. That is just ridiculous. And that doesn't suit Alberta. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't suit the rest of Canada. Maybe it would be suitable in some cities, but not in many areas. So anyway, so Carney's obviously heading in the other direction, but Daniel Smith basically laid it out and said, we require these 9 things. So the 6 months is going to go by. So when we do the math, that 6 months expires around the end of October, early November. Well, what else happens at the end of October in Alberta? Starting on Monday, October 27th, the next Alberta legislative session opens up. And in general, legislative session goes Monday to Thursday until first week of December. The week of Remembrance Day, there won't be any legislative session. So my prediction, another date to put on your calendar, Tommy, is November 28th, 29th, and 30th is the United Conservative Party annual general meeting in Edmonton. So if you're not already a UCP member, Tommy, please buy a membership. I would love for you to come to this meeting. And we're going to vote on some stuff. We're going to vote on UCP policy. So, okay, so here's my prediction. Mark Carney's not going to come through for us. Daniel Smith and her team of UCP MLAs are going to be introducing interesting legislation that last week of October. And in November, they're going to continue to introduce interesting legislation. And then those pieces of legislation are going to go through first reading, second reading, third reading, and they're going to get passed into law. And so that'll happen either possibly late November or possibly into December. And I suspect, Tommy, that this legislation that I assume is already composed and being written, like I don't have any sources telling me anything. I'm just going on a feeling here. This is instinct talking. Mm-hmm. And this is partially based on what I observed last year. And I think you and I are going to be elated when we see the legislation. I don't know yet what it's going to be, but it's going to be steps towards that have more to do with Alberta's autonomy within Canada, Alberta standing on its own and pushing Canada out of things that are our jurisdiction. So I'm super excited. And then what's that's going to do is it's going to create a very special energy for the UCP AGM at the end of November. And we're going to have a whole bunch of happy people come to that AGM. And many of those people are composing policies. The policies have already been submitted, and now they're going through kind of a waiting process, because my understanding is there was over 800 resolutions submitted for policy and governance. 800, like that's crazy. So there's no way we can go through 800 resolutions in 3 days. So it's going to be pared down to 40, because 40 is manageable for the AGM this year. And so right now there's a rating process going on. And if you're a UCP member, you can get in on that or become a UCP member. And so anyway, it may be that some of those resolutions that people are pushing for right now actually become redundant, because it might be that Daniel Smith is already aware of what people are pushing for, and she's going to make it into legislation in October, November, December this year.
Yeah, I think Danielle, deep down, I think you're right. I think she's somewhat of a separatist. She doesn't like where Alberta is in Confederation right now, obviously, with her demands for Carney. Carney is not going to bend. He's your typical net zero, zealot. With him being the guy that has been behind Trudeau the whole time, guiding him on what to do, has kind of gotten us into the situation that we're in right now. So, I like where Danielle is coming from. What's your take on? We've got the other petition that they're trying to get signatures around Alberta for Alberta to stay in Confederation. What's your take on that whole thing?
Oh, it's very interesting. I live in Westlock, Alberta, about an hour north of Edmonton, and the Forever Canada team has already been in Westlock 3 times, and we are just a population of 5,000. So it's interesting to me how much they're getting out there. To me, it sounds like desperation. Actually, last Sunday, there was Alberta Day at the Alberta Legislature. Oh, that's where I got my little Alberta pin. I've got I don't know if you can see that, my little Alberta flag pin. And the Forever Canada people were there with a table, but they were in that area of the Alberta Legislature grounds. I believe it's called King Henry Plaza. So it's on the north end of the grounds. And across from them on the grounds was the Alberta Prosperity Project table. So it's so neat that when there's a Forever Canada table going on, that there's another table or even just a sign nearby talking about Alberta independence or sovereignty for Alberta. So that happened last Saturday at the Alberta Legislature grounds. Plus, I was at the Alberta Legislature grounds, but I was just east of the grounds at one of the busiest parking lots. And we had giant banners that read Alberta Sovereignty Now. Those are the same banners that we'll have this Saturday, September 6th. And so multiple people coming to the legislature grounds, whether they were coming for the children's activities or coming to wade in the beautiful pool in front of the Alberta Legislature building, or perhaps they were coming for the drone show because there was a drone show at 9 p.m. So lots of people who came to the grounds got to see either the Alberta Prosperity Project table or our Alberta Sovereignty Now table. So momentum's growing. There's the awareness out there. And so when it comes to these, folks with the Forever Canada, one of the things I encourage everyone to do is just treat them with respect. Like if you want to, you can go and engage in discussion with them. Start out very friendly and warm and ambiguous. Don't let them know your views right away. Get them talking, right? Say, hey, what do you got going on here? What's this petition all about? And get them talking. Make friends first. That's a priority to me. You know that, Tommy. I like to make friends with everybody, even the ones I disagree with. And I heard you even saying earlier that you like people, you just sometimes disagree with them. So I encourage people to go there and just have that experience of interacting with these folks. And then maybe consider planting a seed. Like just say, hey, wouldn't an independent Alberta wouldn't we have more money to look after our roads and our schools and our hospitals because we wouldn't have to send so much to the Canadian federal government? So if you want, plant a seed. Try to have a nice discussion for as long as possible. But if it gets hostile or unpleasant, just walk away. Don't engage if it gets hostile or unpleasant. But I met a supporter of the Forever Canada petition last Sunday on the Alberta Legislature grounds. And he came to my table. I was at the Alberta Sovereignty Now table, and he came over. We ended up in a chat, and he let me know that he supports the Forever Canada petition. But he wasn't hostile. He was just friendly and calm and cool. So we actually chatted for quite a while. And it was good. And so I'm just saying, part of how we win, like no matter what your view is on anything. So pretend you're a supporter of Alberta independence or you're neutral on that and you support something else, whatever it is. And let's say you come across someone who's got a different view than you. This human tendency seems to be, oh, well, let's argue with each other and then we get nowhere because everybody just puts their wall up. One of the ways to get through to people and win more support for your cause is actually take some time to listen to the individual with the opposing view and find an area you agree on, So it might be something as simple. They might say something like, I'm worried about my pension. right? I really want to stay with the Canada Pension Plan. That might be something they say. So you might say, you know, I'm worried about pensions too, because I like to see pensions that consistently grow in value. And I like to see those who manage pensions that the amount of staff they have is reasonable, and that there aren't too many administrative expenses when it comes to managing pensions. Would you agree with that? And you very well might get a CPP supporter to agree with that view. So if you can find an area you can agree, well, then you may be able to steer the conversation towards support for the Alberta Pension Plan. So you might say something like, hey, did you know that administrative costs of the Canada Pension Plan went from this number to this number? So I don't have that number in this moment, but let's say we could find those numbers, because they jacked up. The amount of employees jacked up. The numbers are crazy. I heard it at an Alberta Prosperity Project event. And so if you could say, did you know administrative costs went up? Oh, I didn't know that. Da, 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 da. Well, an Alberta Pension Plan would have greater control over administrative costs, because we're conservatives here, and we believe, maybe don't add the conservative part. That's a trigger. Anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say, Tommy, is the way we win is by winning people over. So we need to engage more people in these discussions.
Well, I think it's a no-brainer, like just even as something as simple as the pension plan, with that being administered in Ottawa. You're obviously sending a lot of tax dollars down there to employ people, and we know how bloated they are back east there. And they're also investing the money in various things, like, for example, net zero things that we might not like here in Alberta. So that would be another reason to bring the pensions back to Alberta here. And the same thing with policing. You know, you're sending money to the RCMP in Ottawa. Obviously, you've got the bureaucracy of all of the head end, the top end that you've got to keep running over there. And if you brought it all back to Alberta here, you could really hone down on the cost of the whole thing, bringing our own policing service in Alberta here. The same thing as they've done in, I think, in Quebec and in Ontario. Getting back to the situation with the thing that's going on for the let's keep Alberta within Confederation. By the way, they had the signatures. They were trying to get signatures down in Sylvan Lake when I was down there, and I was on my e-bike just riding through. So I saw them, trying to get them as I was riding down the path, and all I shouted was just independence. That was about it, and I just tried to get a look at their faces, whatever. They kind of frowned at me a little bit there. But you know me, if I'm going to go out to an event or something, I'm going to be the guy on the bullhorn saying something bad that you're probably not going to like. You know what that's all about. But I'm not too sure what that's all about. But if they do get on to the election, are people going to be able to vote for Alberta to stay in Canada? But what if you were to go the other side and vote, no, we don't want to stay in Canada? So it could actually backfire on them.
Even if they get the required amount of signatures, which they won't, this question won't make it to referendum, because a referendum question is about changing the status quo. So really, this petition that they're doing, the Forever Canada petition, I mean, it'll give them and eventually us a sense of, how many people support the concept of staying in Canada. And it'll be good to know those numbers. And, depending on the stats you review, it's 30% or more of Albertans that support succession. So succession is another word for separation or independence. And so it's 30% or more. And then I believe it's 30% or so that are very firm on staying in Canada, like no matter what, no matter how bad Canada treats us, it's 30%. It'll be 30% or less by now. Right? You think about NDP voters, etc. So what I'm getting at with that is there is at least 40% in the middle that could be swayed either way. Some have no opinion. They're not informed at all. And that's the people we need to target. We need to find those people, identify them, persuade them to come in our direction. And campaigns for things such as petitions, etc., are actually a lot like political campaigns. You need to be organized, you need to have signage, you need to have tables set up at events, you need to have events, you need to go door to door, you need to reach people. So if you support Alberta independence, it's not enough to just say, oh, I support Alberta independence. And it's not enough to say, oh, I'll vote yes when the referendum question comes on should Alberta become its own nation and cease to be a province of Canada. That's not enough. If you actually want to see us victorious on this, you have a job to do. You need to help recruit other supporters of independence, your family, your neighbors, your friends, and even some strangers. And there's different ways you can do that. And that's actually, Tommy, one of the things I'm looking at doing is hosting online workshops where we empower people with talking points, because it can be very difficult, especially let's say at the family dinner table, to bring up political topics, because the people are just, they're very opinionated on their politics, even the people that aren't fully informed. They're very opinionated. And when we're sitting around a family table with our family and let's say we're disagreeing on something, depending on how we present ourselves and how we disagree, if you say the wrong thing or you say it the wrong way, you're now adversely affecting that relationship with that loved one. So we need to be really careful what we say and how we say it, and not just try to be bullies and impose our opinions on others, but think of it more like an invitation. Like, oh, here's a concept I learned. What do you think of it? And kind of try to invite them in. Even if they reject you initially, you just keep trying from different angles. So I'm looking at hosting online meetings that anybody can sign up for. It'll be free, to equip people with talking points and strategies for delivering the Alberta independence message, including in sensitive situations.
Now, the Alberta Prosperity Project has come up with a petition, and they have submitted it, but I hear that it has gone to the court system. Where are we sitting with that so far?
Well, that should be resolved by November. And so their question is basically, I'm paraphrasing here, but it's, should Alberta become its own country and cease to be a province of Canada? So the question is very close to what I just stated. So the question is on their website, albertaprosperityproject.com. And since they don't technically have a formal petition going right now, what they have on the website is they have this ability to sign up, and it's right there on the homepage, albertaprosperityproject.com or albertaprosperity.com. So you go right to the homepage, it shows you the question, and then you can click yes to show you're a supporter. And then they're going to ask you for your information. So name, email address, phone number, postal code. They might ask for address as well. And so please sign up. If you are a supporter of Alberta independence, please sign up at the Alberta Prosperity Project website. Now, what'll happen is eventually APP, Alberta Prosperity Project, will initiate a real petition. So this will be after the court stuff is resolved in November. And then, and I have to tell you, doing any campaign, a petition campaign, a political campaign during the winter is a lot harder than doing it in the summer or even spring or even fall. It's a lot harder. So it very well may be that the Alberta Prosperity Project launches the petition in November. Now, the good news is they already have at least 260,000 people signed up on their website. And I'm inviting all of you to sign up as well. And what can happen then is, now if they've got the contacts on the website who are basically saying, yeah, I'm game to sign the petition. Yeah, when the referendum comes, I'll vote yes for independence. Then now they can reach you and get your petition signature easier than if you don't sign up on their website. So if we just silently say, yeah, I'm a supporter of Alberta independence, that's not enough. We need to take action as well. And one of those actions I strongly encourage is go to albertaprosperityproject.com and sign yes and give them your data.
What were the reasons that the petition was taken to court? Was it something to do with whether or not it violated the Constitution, or what was the whole reasoning behind that?
I don't know all the details on that. In that case, I'd recommend talking with Jeff Rath, one of the Alberta Prosperity Project representatives. And my understanding is there's going to be an Alberta Prosperity Project event in Edmonton on Saturday, September 27th. So you can ask him yourself then. So I apologize that I can't speak on that. I'm not officially a representative of Alberta Prosperity Project, although I support their events and initiatives.
Yeah. Well, in my mind, it was kind of, a blow to the whole thing, to hear that happened, because now you've got, what's his name, Lysick, with his stay in Canada thing happening. And meanwhile, the actual people that want to separate are like tied up in court here until it gets finished. But,
Well,
hey, we've been part of Canada for a long time. We can wait a couple of months.
I'd like to interject there for a moment, Tommy. I don't consider it a blow at all. I'm actually glad for the delay, because the delay, in a sense, bought us time. And so now we can sell more people on the concept of independence and persuade them to see the benefits of it, persuade them to see the pathway to it. This is actually a doable pathway. Canada is special in a number of ways. It isn't every nation on this earth that has a way for a portion of your country to secede. Canada has that. It's called the Clarity Act. And in other nations, because nations have split up before, we are not the first nation contemplating a split, right? Quebec has already attempted it twice. Alberta's looking at it now. I'm hearing whispers about Saskatchewan too, by the way. But no matter what Quebec or Saskatchewan does, Alberta is on this path. And we're not waiting for anybody else. We're just going to do it. They can follow us later whenever they catch up. But what I'm getting at is, usually when a nation splits up and becomes two or more nations, it's because of a war. We don't have to go to war. We actually have a legal mechanism to separate. And it's such a blessing. And so I'm very optimistic about this. So when I see that the court, issue happened, part of me was glad because of the delay. We kind of need the delay so we can build more momentum. Because when that petition launches, we need to punch out, get those signatures, get them fast, and force that referendum on independence. We're going to make that happen.
In your mind, what is your number one reason for wanting to separate?
Taxes. We are being violated. Back in February of 2021, I founded an organization called All Fired Up for Freedom. And I still have the website, allfiredupforfreedom.com. And my tagline is, in support of events and initiatives for the protection and restoration of individual rights, individual freedoms, and individual responsibilities. So that's the tagline for allfiredupforfreedom.com. Taxes. When you earn money or you're given money, you're given a gift of money, that's your money. That's the way I see it. But the government comes in and says, oh, we want some of that. Oh, we want some more of that. Oh, we want more of that. Taxes on our fuel, taxes. I think you mentioned earlier, there's people with solar panels, and they're creating energy because there's solar panels on their house. And it's almost like an income, I guess, because it's more than offsetting the energy they consume. And now they have to pay tax on that. And they didn't expect that was going to happen. They didn't expect that was going to be taxable. So taxes to me are a huge issue. I was in Ottawa for the Freedom Convoy in February of 2022. And most of my time, of course, was spent on Wellington Street, right in front of Canada's Parliament, plus doing the Jericho March around Canada's Parliament, because we did the Jericho March once a day for 6 days and then 7 times on the 7th day. Well, during my 2 weeks in Ottawa, I had time to, walk down Wellington Street and just see a little bit of Ottawa. And I saw the Canada Revenue Agency. That building is like a castle, and it's fortified like a castle. And it made me furious. And then another place I went, I don't know what the name of it is, but it's a cathedral within a few blocks of Canada's Parliament. And this cathedral is beautiful. I looked at it and I was awestruck by the beauty of this building. Well, right across the street from it is a museum, and cathedrals in general are funded by my understanding is the donations of the parishioners that support it. The congregation supports the church. Okay, now the church can renovate. Museums are often supported by our taxpayer dollars. And so I look across the street from this cathedral and there's this museum. And in front of the museum, they had the absolute grossest sculpture I've seen in my entire life. And what it was it was a spider that was approximately 25 feet tall. So you could walk right under it. And as you walk under it and you're in the little area where you have these 8 legs all around you, you can see the sacs, the egg sacs of the spider. And they put this sculpture right across the street from an exquisite cathedral, and Canadian taxpayer dollars paid for that. And to me, that is an outrage and an insult. Like, these ugly sculptures, these ways they take taxpayer dollars and then just spend. The taxes drive me nuts. Not just how much they take, but then what they do with it. And so when Alberta, like even now with Alberta starting to move towards sovereignty, like at this time we're kind of on that path of a sovereign Alberta within a united Canada. We're kind of on that path. It's already happening, but you can already see that the Alberta government is more responsibly managing taxpayer dollars than the Canadian federal government. You can already see that. You can see it. And so when Alberta becomes a constitutional republic, we're going to pay less in taxes. The carbon tax is going to be gone. The GST is going to be gone. According to Alberta Prosperity Project calculations, they have a wonderful write-up on their website. It's called The Value of Freedom. So you go to albertaprosperityproject.com, you click on education, and it should be the first resource that pops up, The Value of Freedom. So according to that, get this, Tawny, you are going to love this. 5 years after Alberta becomes its own country, personal income tax can be abolished. Like, doesn't that just blow your mind, Tommy? I was down in Florida a number of years ago on a vacation. This is many, many years ago. And when I was down there, I learned from the people of Florida that they don't pay income tax because they get so much money from tourists like me. Because when I was a tourist in Florida, I had to pay hotel tax, I had to pay an extra tax when I rented a car, etc. There were these extra taxes I paid because I'm a tourist in Florida. And that was very interesting to me. I was just fascinated by that concept that the individuals, the people of Florida, don't pay income tax. So I don't know what the current rules are, but that's what the rules were at that time. So like Tawny, I don't know about you, but that's what I'm most excited about, is to pay less in taxes and see the taxes we do pay responsibly managed.
Right. And like I was pointing out earlier, here you can see on this chart, public administration, as in government jobs. That's the only thing that's been increasing in Canada here over the past little period of time. It seems like other jobs are just plain going backwards, and it's the government that's expanding more so than anything else in Canada. So we're all paying the price for that, being the taxpayers. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, that I'm sitting on the side here, not saying much, but I'm in favor of Alberta separation. I don't really like to call it that because, oh, you separatists, independence is probably a better word for it. Sovereignty, yeah, probably better yet. I think that we need to do something, if nothing else. And now I've said this for a long time. We may not separate. We may not get the numbers, right? We may not have independence, but the bottom line is that we're definitely giving a shot over the bow to Ottawa in that we want some changes out here. Like, we're not being treated fairly at all. We've been taken advantage of. I can even remember my father talking about how disadvantaged we are. In fact, I lived through early when I was a kid early Trudeau, right? Trudeau's father, and how he tried to take all of the oil and nationalize it, and it all failed, and we all went into a big depression out here in Alberta, and all the housing prices dropped, and we were just in a state of disrepair for such a long time. And now we're pretty much going through the same thing again here right now. We've had housing prices pop up, and now they're all starting to drop down again. We've had the influx of people, the overpopulation that we're having here, all due to bad governance. And it's the Liberal government. It's, ever since the Liberals have gotten in, we've been on a big downward slide here. And we're not reaping any benefits from any of that stuff that's happened. It's all being negative towards all of us here in Canada. So yeah, definitely independence is a way out of the situation. And if nothing else, it's at least gonna, just the same as it has done in Quebec, right? And they've gotten an awful lot since they've threatened independence in Quebec, right? Look at, they've gotten, look at the equalization payments and everything else that they've got on their end there. But yeah, well, I think you've been a really good guest for us. I wonder if anyone has any questions for Benita in the chat. Maybe take a look in the chat. I don't know if you can see it on your end there, Benita.
It's too small for me because I'm on my phone. So go ahead and read out a question if you like, Tommy.
Oh, but you can actually read it if you, on the sidebar there, if you click the comments button there, then you can actually read the chat. And maybe there's somebody that wants to ask a question there. If not, we'll just give it a couple of seconds there for anybody that wants to ask a question to Benita about Alberta independence. That's what we're talking about here today. I'm Tommy Temper. This is the Tommy Temper Show. We're coming to you from Edmonton. Benita is also. Where are you? Are you in Westlock?
Yes, I'm in Westlock, but I'll be in Edmonton Saturday. We're going to do a rally at the overpass, 112th Avenue and Wayne Gretzky Drive, and we'll be there all day, 12:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m., waving our Alberta flags. So I'm hopeful some of your viewers will join us, wave an Alberta flag, or at least drive by and honk in support. That would be wonderful.
Sure, that's good. Yeah, you're really into it a lot more than I am. Like, I'm like a proponent of it, but I'm not, into every little detail of what's going on. And like, I've seen the verbiage up from the Prosperity Parties, showing the differences between being in Confederation and being separate, and the dollar value difference of the whole thing, and how we'd be so much wealthier. If it's all about money, well, then definitely you want independence. There's no doubt about that. But then you have the people that are probably pro being staying in Canada, where they're like, well, I'm Canadian first, Alberta second. Well, I actually went out to the flag store the other day, and I actually bought an Alberta flag and a flagpole, and I'm going to be flying that outside of my house here in Old Strathcona, of all places. So we'll be flying the flag over here, and I think that anybody in Alberta can also maybe do the same thing.
Sorry, I missed some of that because I was reading the comments. I didn't find a specific question, but I didn't read all the comments. But I did see a comment, and someone used the word traitor to describe the people who support Alberta sovereignty. So let's talk for a moment about that word traitor. So let's pretend for a moment that you live in a house. There's a group of people that live in the house. Perhaps it's a family, 2 parents and a bunch of kids. Perhaps it's a whole bunch of roommates rooming together as you go to post-secondary school. And let's say you become aware of someone in that house being abused, and maybe they're being physically abused, or maybe they're being abused financially. Perhaps one of the other people in the house is taking money from another individual in the house, and it's not in their best interest, and they're taking that money and they're spending it in ways that don't benefit the person. Are you then a traitor for reporting the thief? Are you then a traitor if you put a stop to the stealing of money? Are you a traitor if you report abuse? Are you a traitor if you're the person being abused and you finally stand up for yourself? Are you a traitor? And the answer is no, no. Albertans who support sovereignty for Alberta are not traitors. We are people that are recognizing the issues and we are working to address them. Furthermore, I have a recommendation for those who think that name calling is fruitful. It's not. If you choose to use name calling, you're not helping the conversation at all. I'm interested in intelligent conversations, respectful conversations. Yes, it is possible to disagree respectfully. And so I encourage the people who know how to do that to engage more often in the chat, and the folks who think it's necessary to do name calling. Unfortunately, all you've done with your name calling is you have shown who you are. That's what you've done, is you have shown that you have sunk to an awful, awful level, and that your emotions are being manipulated. You're stuck in emotion. You are nowhere near logic. So that's where you're at as a name caller. So those who think that name calling is the answer, you need to get on a better journey, not just for yourself, but for the future of Alberta.
Yeah. Well, you can see Catamus Rex there is one of them that said that, which I believe she is from Ontario. So that pretty much tells you, you know, you're going to get opposition from those people that are not from Alberta. You know, they want us to stay in Canada, and they want us to, you know, submit, and they really enjoy our money, you know, out there in Ontario. You know, equalization.
Well, the more Alberta pays for things in Quebec or in the Maritimes, the less Ontario has to pay. So Ontario is a half province, right? They don't necessarily receive transfer payments. But if Alberta is paying for a bunch of stuff in Quebec and a bunch of stuff in the Maritimes, then Ontario isn't paying for it. Something I'd like
to... It really bothers me that those provinces, especially Quebec, where they go, well, no, we don't want to touch our natural gas. We don't want to touch our oil. We want to leave it in the ground. And if we do actually pull it out of the ground, we'll actually be in better shape, and then we won't get as much money in Alberta equalization payments. So there's that whole thought of the whole thing where it's like, you know, if you feed somebody money forever, well, they're going to take it forever and then not do anything for themselves, and that's what you have part of that going on as well. And we're definitely being taken advantage of. There.
They've been groomed into dependence by the system. They've been groomed into dependence by the system. Tommy, I have to leave you right away, but when we do get together to chat again, I'd like to talk about how Alberta independence will actually benefit the rest of Canada. And that's partly because Alberta independence will force other provinces of Canada to step up. And that includes Quebec, and it includes the Maritime provinces. And it's actually going to benefit them. So let's have that conversation, though, another day. Did you have any parting remarks, Tommy?
Not really, although, yeah, it was kind of nice to see you popping into the chat there via Facebook. And we've got, a good number of people watching over here on YouTube as well. I really appreciate you popping in here to say hello. I'm not really one to like go out and acquire guests and get guests to come on to the show. I like to just flip on the switch, and I'm like not a regular kind of a podcaster either. I'm not on every day. I'm just on once in a blue moon, and you know, I don't have the gumption to have like a real, you know, full-time event. You know what I mean? I'm here for the fun of it. But on the other hand, I'm a right-wing podcaster. I'm, you know, staunch Albertan, redneck, whatever you want to call me. I like to go out to the events, like you guys had the Soji event there. Remember where we were out there at the teachers and they were flying the LG flag out there, and we had the the people from the Muslims came out and they're protesting along with us on this side of the road, and the other people are on the other side of the road, and we're bullhorning and having lots of fun. It's a fun kind of a thing to do, I'll admit that much. And that's kind of how I met you, is going out to events like that here in Alberta. But nice to see you supporting the sovereignty movement, and I appreciate you coming on the program with us here today. Really appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much, Tommy. And I invite you or any of your viewers that would like to keep in touch. My number's on screen, 1780-349-0181. I welcome questions, suggestions, concerns, expressions of support. And I like hearing from people, even the ones I disagree with. I like having good discussions. Obviously, if it's going to resort to name calling, you'll get blocked. But anyways, just try to keep from name calling when you're expressing opposition. And yeah, no, it's good to be on the show. And I'm doing multiple initiatives, by the way. So it isn't just the Alberta Independence Movement. I'm also planning to run for council in the town of Westlock. So I'll be submitting my nomination papers shortly, and then I'll be running a very aggressive door-to-door campaign from September 23rd through until October 20th, which is the day we all vote in every municipality across Alberta. And by the way, when you go to vote for your municipal elected representatives, so I assume in your area you get to vote for one councillor and one mayor, Tommy, but other people, the ballots will look different. Keep in mind, you also get to vote for school board representatives. So depending on if your taxes go to the public school system or to the Catholic school system, you get to vote. So if my taxes go to the public school system, I get to vote for a public school trustee. If my taxes go to the local Catholic school system, then I vote for a local Catholic school trustee. I don't get to vote for the public school trustee. But yes, people can vote for the trustees as well on October 20th. So please remind your viewers, because it's not enough to just go online and complain about stuff. We got to get out there and vote. And in Edmonton, by the way, I'm strongly supportive of the PACE crew. I haven't been to any of their events lately, but based on what I've read about them, the Principled Accountable Coalition for Edmonton, it's quite the party to support in Edmonton. So I would suggest, if there's a PACE candidate in your area, support them.
Right. Yeah. That was a pretty good event there, the PACE event with the goings on of Alberta here, and yeah, excellent. Okay, well, thanks a lot, Benita. Do appreciate that. I remember one time you said to me, you looked into my chat one day. I think it was at the PACE event. You said, "Wow, Tommy, your chat is pretty brutal out there," which they absolutely are, because we don't really ban people. So you've got a lot of people that are what we call trolls in there that say their piece of mind, and I'm like, well, I don't really care whatever they want to do or whatever they want to say. Well, as long as they're in there, they're listening, and maybe we can have a few converts out of some of them too. You never know. So thanks a lot, Benita. I do appreciate it. And
thanks, Tommy. Bye.
Definitely out of here. Okay, bye for now. Okay, so that's it. That's it. Our little segment on Alberta separation, independence, sovereignty, whatever you want to call it. Let me get my mic back over to the way it was here originally. Just hang on a half a second. Get my audio back over to my console here, and then we can, do a little more. There we go. Okay, how was that? How was that for a impromptu guest? Benita Pearson, coming in from Alberta, my home province here. If you guys have heard about Alberta independence, and our premier has even visited with Donald Trump down in the States. So even Donald Trump knows that Alberta is a special place here. We've got the oil reserves here in Canada, and we're a go-to province. And yeah, in fact, the rest of Canada relies an awful lot on Alberta for revenues and keeping Alberta, or sort of keeping Ontario and the government chugging along. Chilled in there, good to see you. She is very knowledgeable, says Chilled. Yes, absolutely. No doubt about it. Definitely keeping on the ups with what's happening with independence here in Alberta. And that's why I appreciate that when I saw her in the chat there, that she came up onto the panel here to give us her take on what's happening. Yeah, by rights, I should have some of the people from the Alberta Prosperity Project come up on panel here and give us their take on what's going on. Like I said, I'm just sort of like a one-man show where I like doing my own thing, and I don't have anybody helping me to, say, organize to get a guest on the show, and I just don't have the gumption of going through the hoops of doing it. So if somebody is in the chat or something and wants to come on the show, that's good. I don't mind that at all. Kind of adds to the whole program here. Yeah, it's the TT channel. Pretty much. You know, I like bringing up some of the stuff off of the internet that I can dig up about what's happening in the world, not so much here in Alberta, but in Canada and in the States, all over the place. Some stuff that is going on. And that's actually what I was prepared to do, because as you can see, the title of the show was Net Zero Capital Flight, because we've got capital actually leaving Canada for heading probably for the States, because it seems like Trump is doing a good job of with his tariffs, and you may not like the tariffs, of the whole tariffs. And if you live in the States, you're going, well, yeah, Trump is bringing these tariffs on, and it's actually the people in the United States that are paying the tariffs for the products. But in fact, what the tariffs do is they make it so that you don't buy those products, right? Because they're tariffed, and you go, well, shit, I'm not going to buy that. So then you look for an alternative that you can purchase within your own country. So for that reason, tariffs actually make it so that people will start production within your own country, except for 100% tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles are definitely not helping to produce electric vehicles in Canada, because I don't see too many of them being produced at all. I think there's some kind of a green drop panel truck or something that you can use for Amazon that's produced in Canada. And there's one other vehicle, I forget even which one it is now. But other than that, it's not like we're producing a whole bunch of vehicles. We don't have that big of a marketplace. And when the United States puts a tariff on vehicles coming from Canada, well, who in their right mind would start manufacturing vehicles of any type up here in Canada if you can't even sell them into the States? So it's a kind of a tough situation that we're in. But that being said, we do buy an awful lot of products from China, for example, here in Canada. And without having any tariffs up, if you're paying a worker $2 an hour in China and $20 an hour in Canada to produce socks or shirts or things like that, well, of course, you're going to be able to buy them cheaper in China. So for that reason, we should actually put tariffs up against all of those kind of products so that we can start production of, blue jean shirts and everything else within Canada here. That's just plain a no-brainer. But no, we're not doing that. In fact, what we're doing is just allowing no tariffs whatsoever. And we're buying that cheap stuff from other countries and importing it into Canada. And what are we doing for our money? Where are we getting our money from? From selling natural resources. But Trudeau and, now it's Carney, are forcing us to leave our natural resources, especially oil and gas, in the ground, putting caps on energy, not allowing pipelines in the country. And we can't even become rich or obtain money and put money in our hands so we can buy those imported products. So we're kind of in a tough situation here. That's where we're at right now here in Canada. Jeans used to be made in Canada. Yeah, John. Right here in Edmonton, there used to be GWG jeans produced right here in Edmonton, right? But because of the cheap Chinese product being brought into Canada, they undercut the locals here. and they had to shut down production because nobody was buying them anymore. You'd have to be paying, let's say, $40 for a Canadian jean and $20 for a Chinese jean, you know. So everyone's buying the Chinese jeans from Costco and Walmart and stuff like that, and the local manufacturers like completely out of business. So the tariffs are actually a good thing. Like Trump is actually pretty smart for doing what he did. Like even before he thought of doing that, I knew like a long time ago that tariffs were absolutely needed, and it was especially since we started trading with China. Before the trade with China, we were probably okay because our competition was against Europe, and other countries that were just about as expensive as us, well, except for maybe Mexico. But since we have started big trade with China, they've pretty much taken over all of the products. And now we're in a situation where we are, right? We're buying stuff from them. We don't have any production of anything locally. And now that the Americans have put the tariffs up on the Canadian products, now we're not even producing car parts for the cars that are being produced in the States, and we're not producing those cars in Canada. These production facilities are all going to shut down in Canada, wherever we're building cars that are being sold into the States, because why would any company be making a product here in Canada to be sold in the States when they can make them cheaper in the States, right? They don't have to pay the tariffs in the States. The biggest one here right now is the booze company. The booze company with the bottling plant in Canada is going to be shutting down their bottling plant here and moving it down into the States. So the booze is being manufactured here in Canada in the casket, and they're going to send the caskets of booze down to the States and then do the actual bottling of the product down in the States, Crown Royal I'm talking about, and then sell it from the bottling plant in the States. But the bottling plant in Ontario is going to be shut down. So, we'll have to keep our tabs on that one. That one there is the Doug Ford thing. I don't know if I can quickly find something on that. Oh, hang on here. Maybe if I just go back into my bookmark tab here and then go back a little bit, I'll be able to find the Doug Ford business there. Oh, here it is. This is the one here. Yeah. Doug Ford. He's the greatest guy since sliced bread. How does a guy like Doug Ford get into politics? But anyways, this is the Doug Ford thing. I think this is on Premier Ford is really sticking it to Crown Royal. First, we paid for the bottle, so the company has already made their money on it. Next, he pours it out as if they care what happens to the bottle after it's being purchased. Elbows up. This is an elbows up thing. Now, he's a conservative, but he's not a conservative. He's the leader of the Conservative Party, but he's a liberal. He's a freaking liberal. And how the hell you guys are such imbeciles back east there that you guys don't know the difference between a liberal and a conservative. But he's I hate to use the word stupid, really. My dad used to say to me, don't use the word stupid. It's not a good word to use, but holy geez. The product is actually manufactured in Gimli, Manitoba, and this is Crown Royal. So they actually manufacture it, put it in the kegs, let it, seep or whatever in the keg for 10, 20 years or whatever. And then they send it over to Ontario to a bottling factory in Ontario. And I believe he's at that bottling plant there with this video. The people behind him are the people that work in the bottling plant, and how they're also clueless that they don't know what the hell is going on. It's a Canadian product, right? Crown Royal is a Canadian product manufactured in Canada, bottled in Canada, and sold to the States. but because of the tariffs, and actually it was even before the tariffs that they were finding that it was not cost effective to bottle a product in Canada. So they were going to shut the plant down before the tariffs popped up and ship or start up a bottling plant down in the States. So so Crown Royal announces that they're going to do that, and he goes ballistic, and it's as if he doesn't even think that the product is Canadian. It's a Canadian product. And just look at what he does here. This is like crazy.
And you guys are about as dumb as a bag of hammers for doing this. So, you know something? I found a bottle, and I don't even drink, of Crown Royal, right? I see that Crown Royal. I saw it at home. So this is what I think about Crown Royal. That's what they could do.
Capped.
And I think everyone else should do the same thing.
What is that, a bottle of tea?
Start supporting companies that make whiskey here by Ontario people. That's what we need to do, is support each other. You know something? I'm going to make this even come out quicker. It's not coming out. I know Mayor Barry.
It's got the shot pour plastic bit on it there, so it's not even pouring out of the bottle fast.
It's coming out quicker, but I'll stand here until it's all done. Anyways, folks, thank you. My brothers and sisters and Unifor over at Crown Royal, I got your backs. We're going to be there to help you. And by the way, I'm going to send you the cleaning bill to Crown Royal, too.
He's going to send the cleaning bill for him dumping out the Crown Royal over to Crown Royal. Like, what the hell is he even talking about?
Here, you want a shot? Go ahead.
Like, just unbelievable. That's Doug Ford. Doug Ford with the Crown Royal. Unbelievable. Let's watch that again. He's just playing crazy.
And you guys are about as dumb as a bag of hammers for doing this. So, you know something? I found a bottle, and I don't even drink, of Crown Royal, right? I see that Crown Royal. I saw it at home. So this is what I think about Crown Royal. That's what they could do. And I think everyone else should do the same thing. Start supporting companies that make whiskey here by Ontario people. That's what we need to do, is support each other. You know something? I'm going to make this
It's
even
made in Canada, you idiot. It's a Canadian product that you're pouring out. It's only bottled in Ontario. You're only losing those Ontario jobs because of where it's bottled. That's all.
Anyways, folks,
Jesus.
Thank you. My brothers and sisters and Unifor over at Crown Royal, I got your backs. We're going to be there to help you. And by the way, I'm going to send you the cleaning bill.
He's the one that said he was going to shut off the breaker to the power being sent to the States from Canada. If you remember that, he's going to shut off the electricity.
You want a shot? Go ahead.
And pissed off Trump there by saying that. And even what he's doing right now is doing nothing more than pissing off Trump. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing that to piss off Trump is what he's doing, because the company is moving their bottling facility down to the States, and he doesn't like that, and he thinks that it's because of the tariffs. And actually, they were going to do it even before the Trump tariffs even came out. So, like, it's just plain crazy. Cameron, hey, nice to see you on Facebook there, Cameron. It's all spectacle, perform and pretend, and the masses of the people who don't think for themselves and just expect politicians to do their thinking for them will see the performance and think they're doing something worthwhile. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's if you don't look into well, put it this way, the people that will think that's great are the people just like Doug Ford, who didn't even look, and how can this be? When I look at this whole thing, I think, what about Doug Ford's handlers? Doesn't he have some handlers that actually tell him what's going on in the world and tell him what to talk about? And, like this is obviously a stunt where he had to have gotten the bottle and he had to think ahead of time, I'm going to pour this thing out and make a big spectacle out of it. Didn't even talk to one of his handlers about that ahead of time. And didn't one of his handlers say, hey, Doug, by the way, Crown Royal is actually manufactured, and he's actually going to the plant where they bottle it without even any idea of where the product is actually manufactured. It just boggles the mind. Like this guy is just plain clueless. And I've seen him in other cases say some pretty bizarre things, you know, about what's going on in Canada, where he's clueless about what's going on, but yet he has, you know, he's going to talk about it or put somebody down, or in fact, it's been, well, that's what it is. It's things that he says about Trump, right? He's always has to bash Trump unknowingly. He doesn't understand that Trump doesn't like to be bashed, right? Look at little Zelensky went to the White House without wearing a suit, right? And Trump didn't like that. Even something as simple as that, Trump doesn't like, right? So if you want to bargain with Trump and you want to make deals with Trump, the last thing you do is piss Trump off. You don't. You have to. It's like a pecking order in the world, right? And you have to understand that there's a certain. It's like the canine dog thing, where you got the alpha dog and the beta dog. You know what I mean? Well, Canada is the beta dog, and the United States is the alpha dog. And the beta dog has to submit to the alpha dog, right? That's what we have going on here. And Trump knows that he's the alpha dog. He knows that. And you don't piss off the alpha dog. You make sure that you're like, yes, sir, yes, sir. And yeah, at the end of the day, Doug Ford just doesn't understand that concept. Doug Ford thinks he's the alpha dog, right? And Donald Trump is the beta dog, right? Apparently, even though Doug Ford is only a premier, right? He has to understand that Mark Carney is the alpha dog in Canada, not the premier, right? Not Doug Ford. So yeah, he just doesn't understand the concept of what's going on there. Oh, we got a phone call coming in here. Kate, just hang on a second. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, we got a phone call coming in from RV. RV, go ahead.
Well, drop a panel there, Tommy. Drop a panel.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hang on a second and we'll drop a panel there. Yeah. Okay, we'll do it.
All right, bye.
Okay, bye. Okay, so we got RV wanting to come on panel here, so stand by a second here. What time is it here? By the way, no, checking the time here. I'm gonna have to go for supper too, so I got to copy that. Okay, just stand by a second here and we'll pop that in here. Okay, so yeah, I have dropped the StreamYard there. So yeah, if somebody else wants to come up on panel here, come on up and we can talk a little bit about what's going on here. Absolutely. There we go. Take a minute or so before somebody comes up here. But yeah, yeah, definitely Doug Ford is got I don't know what, you know, he's a politician, he's a liberal politician. How the hell he got voted in into the head of the Conservative Party in Ontario, I'll never know. Being what, you can't see that the guy is a liberal and you know, a blue liberal or whatever. And he's yeah, actually has said some good things maybe about the fact that you guys had that home invasion where the guy got taken to court for protecting his own, or knifed the guy or whatever for coming into his house, and then that guy got taken to court over the whole thing. I will have to say that he was at least on that guy's side. You know, the guy that was in the house that got invaded. So so there are some things that Doug Ford has said that have been okay. But there's lots of stuff. He's been bashing Trump though for a long time, and he also took all of the booze off of the shelves in the Ontario Liquor Control Board stores, you know, to fight Trump and his tariffs too. And I don't think he's put the booze back on the shelves there yet. So that's still pissing Trump off there, no doubt, because they're not able to sell the American booze in the Canadian stores there. I don't know what's happened here locally, because I remember they talked about doing it here in Alberta. I'm not sure if they did do it, and whether the booze is back on the shelves. Also in British Columbia, they took the American booze off the shelves. So we'll have to see what's going on there. Uh-oh. Edward Cam in there with something not so good to say. Okay, let me go and pin that up. Hang on here. I have to go over to, just hang on a second here. Let me pin that, but I have to go to my own channel here for half a second. To my find it up channel here for half a second. To my find it up channel here for half a second. Okay, there we go. We got the StreamYard pinned up there. Thanks a lot, everyone. Make sure you give us a super chat or we got the buy a membership up there. The channel. Thanks a lot, everyone. Get a double audio. Brought that other. Oh, hang on. I have to give myself a thumbs up. 28 thumbs up. Hey, I'll be number 29. Give us a thumbs up if you haven't yet. Appreciate that. Jim Nalgren has to say they had a tariff on copper, but the government dropped it. Oh, is that right? I know the Americans had a 50% tariff on copper. Our tariffs on India were raised because Modi wouldn't nominate Trump for the Peace Prize. I heard about that. I heard about that too. Well, yeah, there were the tariffs against aluminum, steel, and copper. I think were the three things that I recall that Trump gave the tariffs on, and they were 50% tariffs. But Trump dropped the one on copper, I guess. I didn't hear that. I don't know. Yeah, there's some things that you just don't know unless you're really, really, really following what's going on. But I know that there are tariffs up against cars coming from Canada, and because some of the products, the car parts and things like that, are manufactured in Canada for American cars, that there's some sort of an agreement on those car parts. So there's some side agreements on that stuff. But then there are a whole bunch of items under this Canada-Mexico-American free trade agreement that was made a bunch of years ago that is still in effect until 2026. So there are a lot of products that are still able to be free traded between the countries. Now, another thing that Trump has come up with here just recently is anything under $800 flowing across the borders is now going to be taxed into the States. So that comes from Canada and from all other countries in the world. And they're finding that now there are postal companies that are not wanting to do business with the States to ship those small products because they don't want to be involved with the taxation or collecting taxes or whatever it is with their reasoning behind it. So it's going to be making it really hard for Americans to get those low-cost Canadian, Chinese, European little widgets that you're buying that are like under $800, you know, your Temu crap, your junk, whatever. So that must be tough to be in the States. I don't know, you guys that live in the States, are you finding that it's more expensive? Is it, you know, under the Trump rule? Are you finding that it's more expensive to buy things down there, or are you finding that that you're just plain not buying things in the States there anymore? You know, like what exactly is the situation down there? And we've got guest on the program. It's Canada RV. How are you doing?
Not bad. How are you?
Not bad. How are you?
Where's all the noise coming from?
Oh, hang on a second. I have to change my audio over when I'm bringing guest on here. Hang on. I don't know. You have noise on there. It sounds like you have a vacuum cleaner going in the background.
That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what are you vacuuming?
I'm not. There's no noise on my sites.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Well, it's not coming from.
Oh,
my
wait,
side.
wait a second. Wait a
Well,
second.
turn
Let me-
off your vacuum, and it'll go. Okay.
Okay. So it was on
We
your
had an
side.
echo on there from me, but I just switched over to my cheap microphone right here, the one that's on my headset here.
All right. How you doing, Tommy?
I'm doing terribly well. Terribly well.
Well, that's just unfortunate.
It's like, yeah, one way or the other, that works for all occasions, because I'm either terrible or well.
Yes. Yeah. That was a great guest you had on tonight, Tommy.
Yeah, that was Benita Peterson. She's, well, kind of a local here. She's from a small town outside of Edmonton, but she's very knowledgeable with regards to what's happening with Alberta wanting to become a sovereign nation, not so much a separatist. No, we are not separatists here in Alberta. We're sovereign nationals, I guess.
Well, whatever the case may be, I mean, it's well deserved. I think from the way Ottawa has treated Alberta for such a long time, and all the money that Alberta has actually put into Canada, and the Ottawa government has only been abusing this. And I think it's time that it all stops.
Oh yeah, we've been taken advantage of for many, many years. Like I said, I can remember my father even talking about these equalization payments and how Ottawa is taking advantage of us. And, well, I could see it myself. And, I could never really understand why they were doing it other than they could. They were doing it because they can. There was no other reason. We've been mistreated for a long time, and that's why there are a lot of people in Alberta that understand what's going on. Of course, if you're just brand new in Alberta, you're more of a Canadian than you are an Albertan, so you're going to go, no, we don't want to separate, But if you're a long-time Albertan and you've been subjected to high taxes and not getting a whole bunch in return for it, well, then you're going, well, enough is enough.
Exactly. And I think this was a long time coming, and I think after so many years of abuse that it is time that Alberta does something. Sovereign or separate, doesn't matter. I think that is up to Alberta to decide, because the federal government has been taking advantage of Alberta for way too many years to support the rest of the country, more so than their part that they should be supporting, and they have less votes, they have less influence on the elections than they should, because they have more power, like GDP, money providing to Canada. They should really have more power and more votes that makes a difference in the federal election, but they don't, because Ontario has all of the votes for most of Canada, that and Quebec.
Yeah. Well, I think it doesn't matter where you live in Canada, you have been taken advantage of unfairly by the federal government, because what the federal government does is basically tax everyone. Like you pay the same tax in Ontario that I do in Alberta on your federal income tax. You know what I mean? Like when it's taken off your paycheck or whatever. But we're all being abused by Ottawa, where we all have to pay the GST, the gouge and screw tax, across the board, right across Canada. And it's only, we're paying all those high taxes because of all of the incompetence and overspending by the federal government. So we're all being taken advantage of. Even Catamus Rex over wherever the hell you are in Ontario or whatever, you're being taken advantage of by the federal government. You just are the kind of person that will lay down and take a beating, you know what I mean? But us here in Alberta, we're a little more redneck, and we can see what's going on, and we don't like what's going on, and we're speaking out about it. You guys can't really speak out about it because you're part and parcel of being embedded with whatever the problem is there, and you're okay with paying high tax, But us here, we're like, no, everyone deserves a little bit more, and we're, like with the RCMP, for example, we don't really need that here in Alberta, because that's like sending a whole, like, it's like you send $100 to Ottawa for RCMP, and you get about $10 back here in actual service. You know what I mean? It's like that.
Well, Cadamus Rex is really a bad example, Tommy. she's really a bad example for like all of Canada, let alone Alberta. I mean, she's a really a horrible example. I mean, I don't know why you'd use that person as an example. Because
Well,
Cadamus Rex is like...
we do pay the lowest tax in Canada, and we don't pay provincial tax here in Alberta either. But that still doesn't mean that you guys have to suck all this money out of Alberta and use it and spend it in Ontario and in Quebec, when they're not have-not provinces. Come on. Quebec and Ontario are have-not provinces, and they deserve more equalization payments than other provinces. Come on. Like,
yeah, but Cadamus Rex, you just used her as an example for like for Ontario taxes. Like, why would you... what was I going to say here? But I think, Tommy, you used a very bad example with Cadamus Rex. Because Cadamus Rex is full-on lefty. Full-on lefty. Ontarian, full-on lefty, up Carney's ass. And she wants the world to be destroyed. And we want to help the world. And Cadamus Rex wants to destroy it.
Well, Cadamus Rex follows me over into other people's chats, onto other channels, like Ryan Jesperson, a local a YouTuber from Edmonton that has a really, really great show, and goes over there and calls me a racist or something like that. Like, low of the low, how low can you get, when I make it perfectly clear that I try and get along with everyone. I don't want to be a racist. I don't want to be perceived as being racist. I just say shit the way it is. Hey, if we're being overpopulated by immigrants, that doesn't make me a racist. That just makes me being a truth teller. That's all.
Of course, Tommy. Of course. But these people on here that are so far indoctrinated, they don't see that frequency that we're all on. They don't see what's really happening in our world. They don't see our world being destroyed. They don't see what we need to fix it, and all they see is just to hate. Just to hate, and they're being, what's the word I'm looking for? Possessed by an evil force, trying to destroy not just Canada, but the entire world, because this force is across the whole entire world.
Yeah. Well, the Ryan show, he's like a it's a leftist program with a bunch of left-wing people in the chat. So where you say, I don't get along with anyone in the left-wing program, well, yeah, because I'm a right-winger spouting off my right-wing propaganda, whatever, in their chat, and they don't like me. So, but that's no reason for you to go over there and call me a racist over there. Like, come on, like, that's just ridiculous.
I don't see it as a right-wing or left-wing. I don't see it. I see it as common sense. I don't see it as left ring or right ring. I you know what I mean? Not wing.
Yeah.
But I see it more like people are not. There's like people that are awake to what's happening, and there's people that are still sleeping, not awake yet. So I don't really see it as left and right wing. I don't see it the same way, Tommy. It's not about conservative. It's not about government. It's not about, it's not about politics. It's about you. Who you are, Tommy. Who each individual person is. What your beliefs are. And it's not politic beliefs. It's human beliefs. If you can understand what I'm saying.
Well, yeah. Well, I try and be out for the little guy. I'm like, I just want, like I'm okay. I'm doing okay myself. You know what I mean? But there are a lot of other people that are not doing as well as I am, and they need to be helped out. And if I can help out some people out there by maybe changing some things to make it better for other people out there, hey, what's wrong with that? And that's really all that I'm out for. But Catamus Rex doesn't see that like that. It's like, oh well, you're well off, so you think you're better off than everybody else. No, that's not the way it is. It's like I've always fought for the little guy, whether you're on AISH, unemployment enjoyment, or welfare or whatever. It doesn't matter. You deserve to not have to pay as much in taxes and to have as much of a better lifestyle as you can, and not be just plain hacked down by the government at every moment. And really, it's really you against the government, right? In all cases, it's not you're not against me, because I'm not taking anything from you. But if I can help you out by you're having a better life, hell, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, but when you go and put politics into the equation, you put humanity into the equation. When you put humanity into the equation, you put division in the equation when it comes to politics. When it comes to conservative or Democrats, that means division. So you are playing into division. So if you are claiming as a conservative and other people are claiming themselves as Democrats, then you are playing into the system as division.
Well, yeah, but the only thing that I can do is say, you know what, I don't like what this guy is doing on a political level. And I know what you're saying, and it's like Brett. Brett is like, well, it doesn't matter whether you vote conservative or liberal, it doesn't matter, because they're both part of the same problem, and I agree to a certain extent. But depending on where you're at this moment in time, like for example, in the States, they had Biden doing all of his stuff there that was pulling the country down. People were jumping over the borders like crazy, and the people in all of the Democrat states were all just robbing all the stores and going like crazy. There was like chaos all over the place. And then you bring a guy like Trump in there, and it's all of a sudden like, okay, we're going to close up the borders. We're going to make sure that our country is secure. And then I'm going to send the troops in, or whoever, into D.C. and clean up all the garbage that's going on there with all the gunfights and people being robbed and everything else. And now he wants to go into Chicago and places like that and clean up there. Well, he's obviously trying to do things that are good for the country, but there's people out there that are going, oh man, he's the worst guy ever. What? Do you like living in a shithole? Do you like living in a place where you have secure borders and a nice place to live, and that you can actually go to a Walmart because it's still in business and it hasn't been robbed and shut down yet?
Well, let's talk about Alberta and Canada, like Alberta separating from Canada. Okay?
Well, it's the same thing. It's the same thing here in Canada, okay? Because we had a 7-Eleven store on White Avenue here, down the street from where I live, right? It opened up. I went in that store to go and buy something, right? Right in front of me, here's two people stealing a bunch of stuff off the shelves in a 7-Eleven store and running out of the store, right? And I go outside to maybe chase them or something, but they're halfway down the block. And I go back in and I go, well, what's going on here? And they're going, yeah, well, that happens 2 or 3 times a day, the staff are telling me. And I'm going, well, are you going to phone the police? And they're going, no, we're not going to phone the police because they don't do anything about it anyway. So, and then I see a couple of months later, this store is actually closed down, right? So now I don't even have a 7-Eleven store close to where I live. Why? Because of these frickin' drug addicts, these open drug use policy, whatever, that Trudeau and the Liberals put in across Canada, and sanctuary city is what my city is. So now you got all these people coming in here that are criminals and stealing a bunch of stuff and drug use and whatever, to where even a lowly little 7-Eleven store can't even survive in my neighborhood here. That's how bad it has gotten here. That's why I'm so pissed off.
Okay, well, forget about the piss off part and just think about this. Okay? Now, Alberta wants to, like the whole Western provinces, wants to separate from the rest of Canada. Now, what caused this? Politicians caused this. Elites caused this. People did not cause this. Now, people in Alberta are hating on people on Western provinces. I mean, Eastern provinces. And people in Eastern provinces are now hating on Western provinces. So the government, because of politics and division, has caused hate between us all.
True. Yeah, absolutely. I'll agree on that. Well, I don't necessarily hate Catamus Rex because she lives in Ontario, or you because you live in Ontario, but there is a hate on that has come between us here and the federal government. And
yeah, but who caused it, Tommy?
Not so much the federal government, but the people that are in charge that at this moment in time, who happen to be the Liberals. That's where the hate on is in there.
No, it's not the Liberals. It's people. It's people. It's us.
Well,
So,
no,
accept response. No, yeah, it is us. No, it's us as people. Because we're allowing it to happen.
Wow, that's true. That's so, yeah. Man,
It's us.
there. But
All the blame is on us, Tommy. It's not on politicians. It's on us. Yeah, but it's on us. As people, it's on us.
But if the
It's not. No. You're blaming politicians. You're blaming politicians instead of blaming ourselves.
Well, it's the people that are voting those people in, right? If you vote Liberal and that's who's running the government, and you're okay with the way they're running the government, well, then bad on you. That's all I can say. Like, we're doing our bit out here, out west, to not vote those people in, right? Because we don't like what they're doing. But our vote doesn't get heard because by the time voting is finished on the border of Ontario, the election is finished and our vote really doesn't have any say. You know, we're like we're like little fish in the big ocean, and the big ocean is Ontario and Quebec.
Well, you just made my point. You just made my point. It's people. It's us. Yeah. It's not voting. It's not politicians. It's us as people that's allowing this to happen.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, think about that. Think about that, Tommy.
Everyone across the country sees what's going on, but nobody is really doing anything. Well, at this point, now that Carney has had his honeymoon, right, and you guys have all seen that whoever voted for Carney, you've seen that he's really done nothing for the country, and that some change is actually needed now that nothing is happening, and the whole Trump thing is being nothing but a nothing burger because Carney hasn't worked out any kind of a deal whatsoever, but it's just being status quo with what's happening with the states, and the tariffs are exactly the same today as they were when he was elected. Yeah, if anything is going to happen, well, the only change that can happen is to boot Carney out and get somebody else in there that will do something else. But you can't say, well, the left is no better than the right, or the conservatives are no better than the liberals, when you don't have any other choice. The only other choice you have is the NDP, and sorry, but Jagmeet Singh blew it for them. So, and they were really in nothing in the first place.
See, you're still talking on the same level. You're still talking, like I heard, booting Carney out. You're still talking and thinking on the same level. See, I don't know if you can understand my thinking or not, because I'm thinking at a higher level. Maybe a higher vibration, a higher frequency maybe. But what I'm trying to explain here, you're still dividing by thinking the way you think. You're thinking conservative against Democrat. You're thinking carny out. You're thinking politicians. You're thinking elites are all going to change the world. But they're not. It's us, Tom. It's us. It's the people that need to change their thinking. It's us that need to change their thinking, not the politicians. It's us. Because we are the ones that can change things. Politicians are not going to change our world. Because all we're going to do is put another conservative in. We're still going to be under the same control, different control, maybe better control, maybe better environment for a period of time. Until when? Until they get back to control us again? When it's all about us. It's about us, Tommy. It's about the people. It's about how the people think. It's about how the people perceive what's happening to us and release the politicians out of our life and stop thinking in that concept and start thinking as a human being, like as an individual. Think as an individual. Don't think as a politician controlling your life. Think about what you want in your life. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I understand where you're coming from. Myself, I'm like, as one person, I can say what I think, but on the other hand, if I have a channel where I can talk to some other people that can listen, maybe I can convince a couple of other people to think like I think, like that's really all that I can do in this world. And in reality, while having 65 people or whatever watching a channel is not going to go that far, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's kind of a moot point as to whether any kind of change can happen from anything that a little podcaster is doing. But it's like for me, getting on here is like a rant. It's like to be able to rant and to be able to have a couple of people listen to you, and then you feel good inside when you've had your rant, That's about all that really I can do at this point here, which is not a whole hell of a lot.
Yeah, but you're ranting all the wrong way, Tommy. Because you're ranting as division. You're ranting as politics. You're ranting as conservative against Democrats. You're ranting against your choice of sexual preference as opposed to other sexual preferences. Because really, in the end, God is the one that chooses. Not you, Tommy. Not the elites. Not the governments. God chooses. God made the world. And it's about time everybody started figuring that out. And you need to...
I hear where you're coming from.
No. Listen. I'm not finished. I know. You don't know where I'm coming from. Because I don't think you're on the same level. You're not on the same frequency. You're at a lower frequency.
You've been doing the God program there for a while.
But the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm trying to raise people's frequencies. So that people can wake up. So, Tommy, I'm trying to wake you up. Division is politics. You are a conservative. You consider yourself a conservative. So you divide yourself from Democrats. So you are playing into the game of the division. Instead of think of every human being as a human being, you are thinking of a human being as a conservative or a Democrat or a rainbow or whatever you consider them as. That's division. No matter what way you think of it, it's division. And that is the problem with our world.
Well, we're all divided. I agree with you there. That politics divides people, and it's even sexuality divides people. Apparently now, in the old days there were two sexes, and everyone no one thought about anything else, and there was no real division. But now it's like, if you're not one of the two sexes, well, then you're divided from.
Well, you're divided from everything, Tommy, and that's what I'm trying to get at. And like everything in our world, our society is trying to divide us in each and every way, whether it's sex, whether it's politics, whether it's race. They're trying to divide us in every way.
Yeah.
We need to stop all of it. And we need to let all of that go and see people as people.
Yeah, I hear you. Good points. Good points. I agree with you.
I mean, think about it. I mean, really think about it. When you get off this panel tonight, you really think about that. Because when you're on here as a conservative, talking about Democrats or talking about Rainbow and talking about people that want to, say that they're a trans or they're whatever, if they want to be a freaking goat, if they want to identify as a goat, does it really matter as a human being?
Well,
It
yeah,
does.
to me,
No,
it doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. That's the whole point. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, be what you want to be.
And everyone needs to start understanding this. That whoever wants to identify with whatever they want to as a human being, they should be allowed to. And we shouldn't be divided in any way. Anyway, politics, elites, fucking government, fuck leaders. Fuck these leaders that are dividing us. Fuck these Alberta leaders that are trying to divide, Western Canada from Eastern Canada. Fuck United States that wants to be the power of the world and the only power of the world and forgetting the rest of the world. Fuck it all.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way I see it. Like, this is the division. We need to stop it all. We need to get a word out there that we're all human beings. We're all here on this earth. We all belong here. No matter what we are. No matter what we are.
All happy together. Well, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy. I live in Alberta. I live a pretty good lifestyle. I have all of the food on my plate and roof over my head, and I've got a wife and a couple of kids, and I've got pretty much everything that anyone would ever wish for in life. So I'm doing okay. I can't complain at all. But I'm just looking at the rest of the people out there and looking at Canada as a whole, and that we could be doing better as a country. Absolutely, could be doing a lot better as a country. And there are certain things that people are doing, especially at a federal level, that are hurting. Yeah, have another one. That are hurting. Just grab it. Yeah, I'm talking to my son here. That they're doing at a federal level that are hurting Canadians, and I don't like that. And that's why I'm speaking out about those things. So that's what my program is about here. And really, if we can have a better life in my province here, it being a sovereign province, well, then why not? What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that, but it's not just your province we need to worry about. It's the entire world. I mean, it's the entire world that's been dividing.
That's Mark Carney and net zero.
No, see, you're blaming.
Well,
that's a blame game.
You better stop carbonating the world and look out for climate change, and the sky is falling, and if you want to go there, well, then it's WEF and all the rest of that bullshit. But I'm not into making the world. I put it this way: I've traveled extensively throughout the world. Canada is a pretty good place compared to a lot of other places that I have visited in the world. But everybody in every place that you go to, they go, "Oh yeah, this is the best place in the world to live." It doesn't matter if it's middle of Africa or whatever in the Middle East. But at the end of the day, Canada is a pretty damn good place to live compared to a lot of other places. I wouldn't like to have to live in a lot of other countries. But that being said, um, you know, you're not going to be able to change what other people are doing over in another third world. It just isn't going to happen. You can give them as much money as you want, but they're not going to change. Like, for example, India. If you've ever seen any videos or the way people live in India, it is completely dirty. It's garbage everywhere, filth everywhere, and sending them a whole bunch of money is not going to clean up their country. But apparently, you know, bringing the people over here to Canada is going to make a better life for them. Yes, indeed it will. But you know, what's it going to do to our country? It's going to bring our country to be more like their country over a period of time until finally the whole entire globe is going to be a giant cesspool. Hate to say it, but
See, I keep hearing our country, our country, our country. I mean, what about our world? Isn't the entire world our country? I mean, the entire world. Now listen, Tommy, don't even interrupt me. I mean, this is our world. This is God's world. It's not our it's not president's, government's world. It's the people's world. And all I heard you say, you're talking about politics. Again, you're stuck on politics. See, that is a mindset. That is a mindset inside your head that's been indoctrinated into you, that you've been brought up to be. Brought up to think. That slowly took away your freedom. And you think that politics, or your governments, or these people that are supposed to be protecting you, are going to protect you. They're going to protect your freedom. Yet they're taking away from you. All of us. And they're dividing us all. They're making us hate other races. They're making us divide countries. They've had nothing but war against us throughout the entire world. And you think that this is all okay? You're thinking in a 3D world. And a lot of people might not understand what I'm saying, because I'm not thinking in 3D world. I'm thinking in the 5D world. So what I'm saying is the new world. Not the old world that we're living in. But the new world we need to create.
well, then you're talking about what, a globalist idea, where you don't want to have borders. You want to take borders down. You want there not to be any individual politics, but only like one world order. You've heard that term before, one world order, no borders. And that's really what the globalists, the elites of the world want. But I know you're talking from a religious point of view, which is like the religious point of view and the God.
No, I'm talking about a mindset. I'm talking about a mindset point of view. A mindset.
Well,
so where the globalists cannot control, where the globalists can't control, because you're controlling under love and understanding, not control.
Well, I remember the '60s when you know, it was like everyone was for love and peace and smoking pot and you know having a good life and not.
We're not talking about that. They're still under control.
But life has changed since then, and you know, we have.
No, we're not talking about that. That's different.
We have to put food on the plate, and we have to live, and we've got borders, and we've got, you know, problems, and how can you solve the world's problems by generalizing? It's not going to happen.
What do you mean? How do you control the world's problems?
Well, for example,
who's generalizing? Who's generalizing? Because are you not a human being, Tommy?
Well, yeah, but okay, you got a war going on between Russia and the
We're not talking about we're not talking about wars
like
or
that's
anything
not
else.
a good situation. You got people dying there every day on both sides of the whole thing.
Yeah, why? Why,
I don't
Tommy?
like
Because of
what's going
elites.
on,
Because of
but
elites,
how
because of
can we?
control, because of presidents. Not because of people.
Well,
People
how can we help that
people did
situation?
because every person can change. Every person can understand. You're not under control of a government if you don't want to be. You're not. You're under God's control. God controls you. The government doesn't fucking control you. You've been taught to believe that they believe that they control you, but they don't, Tommy. You control you.
Well, not really. Because
Yeah,
if you went
we
to a
do.
convoy, you could be thrown in jail. You know what I mean? Like you can't even
That's
go
only be
and do a
yeah.
little
That's
protest
different.
in Ottawa without being thrown in jail.
That's different.
And that's because you're standing up.
And I can
against the
explain that if
government,
you
and
want
the
me to
government,
explain it.
You don't piss off the government because they throw you in jail.
See, that's
And
fear.
That's what we're up against here. We have laws and we have society, and we can't just do what we want.
You're not
you
thinking
can
on the
be
same level.
idealistic, and you can want the best for the world and the best for society, which I do. I don't want to see anybody suffer in the world at all. I want everyone to get along, you know, under the same umbrella, you know, as far as peace for all, you know. But we're separated by the governments of the world.
No, we're not. No, that's a myth. You just think you are. And that's what my point is. You think you're under control by the governments. You think. You don't know that you're not. You are not under control of anyone but the universe or God. You're not under control of anyone. But they've made you believe you are.
What has happened to you? Like a year ago, you weren't so religious, were you?
I've always been. I've always been who I am. I've just become who I've always been. And I'm trying to explain things to people. It's so simple. If I could just get you all to understand. It's so simple, Tommy, that you wouldn't even question me again.
Okay.
If you could just get on the same level.
Here. I need somebody else up on the panel here that can get in on the conversation. If anyone else wants to join us, there's Sandy Foster. Sandy Foster or Academist Rex, get up here and have your.
Tommy's getting afraid of me. Tommy, you're getting scared of me.
I know, but it's a tough conversation for me because, okay, I understand where you're coming from. I hear what you've said.
No, I don't think you do.
I agree with you that we should be better people, and you know, there's certain things that we can do to, you know, maybe you don't like me ragging about politics or something like that, but that's what my show is about. That's the Tommy Temper show is traditionally being about talking about politics and where we stand in the world politically, and what's going on in the world, current events, and what's going on with Trump and what's going on, you know, with Carney and whatever. And I like talking about that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I know where you're coming from, but I'm not.
I don't think you do.
I'm not that much of a religious guy. I used to go to church when I was a kid, you know, to Sunday school and stuff like that. So I understand where it's coming from. But me and religion probably had a falling out when I asked my Sunday school instructor to explain the burning bush to me. Like, how the hell can a bush start on fire all on its own? And then I finally realized years and years and years later that the burning bush was probably some guy smoking pot back then, you know? Like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. And I'm not saying anything bad about you or anyone else for that matter. I'm just trying to wake people up. But people are not awake. See, I'm thinking at a different level than you. I'm understanding the world and what's happening in the world at a different level, and you're just not listening. But you know what?
Oh
It's
no,
not
I'm
just you.
listening. I'm
Well, I
listening.
mean, well, I know
hear
you're
you.
listening to your level, on your 3D level, but you're also thinking as how the world turns. But you're not thinking as a whole of what the world really is. What is the world, Tommy? In your opinion?
Well, we're like we could be on the head of a pin, okay? We're like you know how things go small, small, small till you're at an atomic level. Well, we're probably an atomic level at for some other dimension that is somewhere out there that is a lot larger than what we are. Like who knows what the hell we are, you know? Like it's whatever you want to make it to be in your own mind, whatever you can think up, because we're all complex individuals that are just here for an instant and will be gone in no time.
But yet, while you're here, you're dividing people with your channel. You're dividing.
People.
Yes,
Cannabis
you are.
Rex
You're
is the one
dividing.
dividing
No,
people.
no, you're
Blame
dividing.
Cannabis Rex, not me.
Well, you are dividing,
Sandy
Tommy.
Foster too.
If you're identifying as a conservative and you're making fun of liberals, then you're dividing.
I'm not making fun of liberals. I'm just saying they're doing
No,
a
you
shit
do.
job of governing the country. That's all I'm saying.
No. Then again, you're dividing because you're thinking on a politics level.
Wow.
So you're dividing through that area as well.
But I
Division
like
division
talk,
is
I like to
division
talk
is a
about
problem with the
politics,
world. But division is a problem with the world, Tommy.
Wow.
That is the only problem with the world. That is the only problem with the world is division. And you are actually using your channel to divide people, whether you know it or not. You're using your channel to divide people.
Maybe.
You're not using your channel as love. You're using it to divide.
Well, let's hear from Love of Night. See what Love of Night has to say.
RV, can
Yes,
you hear me?
I sure can.
What are you doing?
I'm telling the truth.
No, what you're doing is you came over and you're trying to run Tommy's channel now. You're
No,
talking, yes you are. You're talking over him. You're yelling. I mean, you're rude. I try so hard to stay away from you, but you piss me off so bad. You're rude.
okay. I'm only telling the truth.
Well, go tell it on your own channel.
Why? Tommy don't mind me telling him honest. He don't care.
Okay, here's Mater. Mater,
If
Mater on the scene.
if your truth was truth, it'd be different. You don't know truth. If it bit you on that left nut, you tell all the women to suck on. You know? But yet you're all about love and you're not dividing. That's all you do is divide, you jackass. Now, where'd you go?
Well, I'm here listening.
That's a good boy. You sit there and listen to me. Don't be afraid. I'll let you talk.
No, I'm not afraid. Don't worry. So talk your piece.
I got all that.
Well, then talk.
Oh, well, I appreciate you shutting up, let the grown up talk. That's nice of you.
Come on,
Tommy,
little
you
boy.
got a
Talk.
fruitcake.
Talk.
You got a fruitcake sitting up there, dude. This guy's stupid as the day is long.
We're gonna get your fucking channel rocking tonight, Tommy. We're gonna get it rocking tonight.
Well, yeah, RV. It's because you're coming on here and you're like coming with this religious stuff. This is not a.
It's not just religion.
I'm,
It's not
I'm not
just
a religious
religion.
guy.
But
Excuse
me.
Really, like when you start talking about religion, you're like it's like a deep fire pit. You know, you're gonna piss some people off, and some people are gonna really enjoy what you're talking about, and other people are not gonna understand what you're talking about.
It's all good, Tommy.
The sad part about it is, here's the funny part. He claims he talks to all of our dead relatives. And he says he can spew our secrets with our dead relatives because they talk to him. He channels them. He's a fucking nut.
And you
Yep.
owe Mater an apology.
Oh,
Like
he
fuck
ain't
I
got
do.
an apology.
You owe him an
Like fuck I
apology.
do. Like a fuck
Hey,
I
somebody-
do. What I said about
Somebody
Mater is
buy
true.
RV some tarot cards.
Like fuck I do.
He listened to
I don't owe
tarot
anyone an
recordings all day,
apology.
Tommy.
Yeah,
He listened to tarot
tell Mater
cards.
to ask
Oh,
God
man,
for an
shut the fuck
apology.
up. I'm speaking.
Tell
Let
him
the
not to
man
ask me.
speak.
Don't ask me, ask God.
Let the man speak. Let the man speak. He listens to tarot cards, Tommy, and argues with the recordings as they're playing. Ask your
Oh
chat on my
Lord,
line.
won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? My friends all drive Porsches, much to amen.
Cheers, Tommy. Cheers. Go on, Mater. Keep running your mouth. I'm waiting
Well,
for
I
it.
got a plastic Jesus on my dashboard.
He's the
Run your
only
mouth.
non.
The more
he's
you
the
run your
only-
mouth, the worse it
he's
gets
the
for you.
only
So run
non-Christian.
it. Just run it.
He's the only non-Christian. Does not believe in the Bible, but claims he's the hand of God. Now, ain't that funny, Tommy?
Oh man, the chosen one.
Yeah.
And
Like
if you do not,
Kelly,
if you don't go
Kelly
along with
Caldwell.
what he's talking about, he will deem karma on you
Oh,
and
yeah.
tell you that you're going to lose your job, that you're going to lose your wife, that you're going to lose your girlfriend.
And you will. And you will.
No, not
What I
by
say will
you.
come true.
Tommy,
Not
And you
by
will.
you.
As I say, deems to be true.
God.
you all
And
get
you will all
caught
find
up
that
in your
out.
town, Tommy.
Tommy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. Anyone's welcome to come up and give
Hell,
us 2 bits with.
RV's got to go somewhere where he can have a crowd.
I only came on here because I seen me live, and I respect Tommy.
Well,
You
he
came
heard it
on
was
here to preach.
And I know Tommy's
Yeah.
going to let all you up here, and I know you're all attack me. Well, this is just evil
It's a panel
attacking.
show.
So attack.
Nobody's attacking nobody. When I'm speaking the truth,
Because I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you what. Anything
Tell
you
us
do
what.
to me will come back to you
Oh,
way
Here we
worse than ever
go.
came to me.
I'm rubber,
See?
you're glue.
So
That's
just make
third
sure you
grade
understand
stuff.
that, and when it happens to you, understand where it came from.
That's
'Cause it's
third
gonna come
grade
from me.
stuff. Third grade stuff.
And I think
So-
Mater
So
ought
as
to
long
find
as you
an
understand
attorney,
that, it's all good.
and Mater needs to find an attorney and sue you for slander.
Well, good.
RV.
Let him. Let him. Please and thank you. Let him.
No.
Bring it. Bring it.
Keep
That's
on
what
there,
Gardner
Hot
says.
Rod.
RV
I
has
challenge
no
that. I
girlfriend
challenge
and never
that.
will.
Yeah. I challenge that, Mater. I challenge it.
Yeah, right. What'd you say? You're beeping over there. Are you flapping again under your desk?
No, I'm telling you, I challenge you to do so.
Okay. Fair enough.
And I'm
And
challenging you, Love of Night, to, talk him into me as well.
I don't have to talk him into anything.
Well, I challenge any one of you to say whatever I say is wrong. I challenge any one of you.
I did. I
To
have.
challenge
What have I
me.
been doing for weeks? What have I been
I
doing
can
for
prove.
weeks?
Because if you want to challenge me, I will show you.
Show the
What do
proof
you-
that I murdered
show
my
it.
wife then, bitch.
And you will see
Right, show
that
it.
you will never challenge me. You will never challenge me.
Show me the proof I murdered my wife like you said
Yes.
the other day, you jackass.
No one
Yes.
said you murdered your wife.
Yes,
No
you
one
did.
said
Yes,
you
you
murdered your wife.
did.
No.
You're a lying
No,
son of
I
a
said
bitch,
yes.
bitch.
No, I said you
Nope.
have something to do. I said you had
Nope.
something to do
Nope.
with your
you
wife's
said
death.
I murdered my wife. to begin
No,
with.
I said you have something to
You
do
got-
with your
see,
wife's
see,
death.
You can't argue
You
with
have
a
something to
drunk
do with your
liar.
wife's death, and I
You cannot-
challenge you to prove me
You
wrong.
cannot argue with a drunk liar.
You have something to do with your wife's death, but I never
You
said
can-
you murdered her. But I
You
said
did.
you have something to do with it.
You said
There is
I
something
murdered
about
my
her
wife.
death that you have something to do with,
Nope,
and
nope.
that's exactly what I said. Don't change my words,
Murder?
because that's what I
You
said.
said.
Holy
Don't
jeez, the show's
know.
gone downhill.
Shut the fuck up, Love of Night, because I know what I
No,
said.
Shut the
up.
fuck
You
up.
love.
No,
You're
you
drunk
shut the
love.
fuck up.
Fuck
Here
you.
comes the love.
I know what I said.
I know
Here
what you
comes
said
the
too, because I'm not the drunk that listens to the drunk all the time.
Well, I don't care what you call me, because it only rebounds back to you.
Oh,
Okay,
I was
so
loving
now
your
I'm going to
blues.
be a drunk. Is that what it's going to be? God.
We're- No, it's
After
not.
this, I may have a
It's
drink.
not. It's not what. It's what you're saying that's going to come back to you.
Why? Because you're lying about Mater.
No, because you're
you
lying.
have no
Because you're
proof.
lying, saying something I never said. Because I never said
did
he was a
say
murderer. I did not say he was a murderer. I said
You
he had
said-
something to do. I said he had something to do with his wife's death, and I still stand by that.
And you compared him to Jeffrey Dahmer. What kind of shit is that?
Oh, excuse me.
That's pretty bad.
Hey, Mater,
Well, yeah,
drink
but
one
he
for
was a
me,
mastermind.
please.
I think I did mention
I
something
may
about
have
that.
one.
I think something on that came in when I was reading him. Yes, something about Jeffrey Dahmer did come in.
No,
Reading.
no.
On that,
Here's
yes.
what happened. Here's
You're
what
doing
happened.
readings. That's
I
what's
was
getting you into trouble,
explaining.
doing those readings.
I was explaining to RV
God.
But, man, I
some
think you're
things
telling the truth
about
there.
the Lord and the Bible, and I made him look like an ass. And he heard my police scanner. Oh, I hear a woman talking. Oh, Mater,
Well,
I
you
hear
might
a
have made
woman
me look
talking.
like an ass on YouTube, but you don't make me look like an ass to God, because God knows what I'm talking about.
God told
God
me
knows
last
you're
night
an
he just a
ass.
hoot watching you.
You're only making me look like an ass on YouTube.
He wasn't
That's
You
it.
make
talking to the
Not
yourself.
police
with
You
guy.
God,
make
and not with
yourself
the
look like an
universe.
ass. You make yourself look like an ass.
All
Tommy,
right, good.
112,
he thought the Ten
112.
Commandments were wrote in the Bible. He thought man wrote the Ten Commandments. He's so stupid.
We're getting your channel. See? Told you to open the panel.
Well, the Bible was written by more than one person. We know that much.
The Ten Commandments wasn't written by man, though.
Yeah, it was all written by man.
Ten Commandments was not written by man.
Well, the Ten Commandments are different than the Bible.
But
Like,
they
they're
were
separate
not
from the
written.
Bible.
They were
Oh my
not
God.
taken from the Bible.
How
They
do
were
you
put
know?
into the
They're
Bible.
like they're a whole. They're like that's the own little thing. You know, that's separate from the Bible. Ten
How
Commandments
do
are
you
separate from the
know? You've
Bible.
never read the Bible. How do you
The,
know where the Ten Commandments are at?
the Ten Commandments came
Actually,
down. Moses
I
brought
have
the
read
Ten
some of the
Commandments
Bible,
down.
and I have a Bible now.
Yeah, you just got it
So
in
I
the
have,
mail.
yes.
What, today?
Yes,
He bought it for
but I've
himself.
been listening to the e-reader Bibles for like
Yeah, I
the
heard.
past 4 days.
But
I
the
heard
Ten
the Democrats
Commandments
are
were
selling
not
Bibles now
wrote
too.
in the Bible. Moses brought the Ten Commandments down on the tablet after God wrote them.
Anyway, what's your point? Who cares?
You don't
I
believe me?
I
do you?
abide
But
I
he's a
abide by Ten
godly man.
Commandments.
But
I
he's a
abide by Ten
godly
Commandments.
man.
Any decent person, any good person will always abide by the Ten Commandments. So that is separate
Northern
from the
Rip
Bible.
Guy.
So
Thanks for that.
that is
membership.
separate.
20 months.
He ain't got a
And
clue.
as long, even if you don't read the Bible, I mean through God, as long as you abide by the Ten Commandments, you'll always be with God if you believe in God. You don't even need to read the Bible as long as you know the Ten Commandments
God.
and you believe in God. And that's where
And you-
that's the way I've always lived my life. I've always believed in the Ten
But
Commandments.
you're not a Christian and don't believe the Bible.
No, I'm not a Christian. I don't identify as a
Yeah.
Christian. No, I'm not a Christian. I am not a Christian. No, I don't identify as a Christian.
Ten
You're an
Commandments.
atheist.
Thou
You're an
shalt not steal.
atheist. Says God's right hand. Where's Brett when you need him?
I don't. No,
Brett,
I don't
did he come
identify.
alive too?
What? Do I have to identify as a Christian to you? Like, if I'm not a Christian, does that make me a bad person?
No, it doesn't.
Exactly.
but you're an
Exactly.
idiot. That does.
Christians divide. Because if you're not a Christian, or if you don't identify as a
Here we
Christian,
go.
that's division.
You said Christians are a cult, correct?
I said what?
You said Christians are a cult the other day. Isn't that correct?
Some, yes.
Christians are a cult. Okay.
Some of them are, yes.
So everybody that follows God are in a cult.
Not if you're following God. No, I said Christians.
You don't think
Christians
you
don't
think-
always follow God.
You don't think
Christians
Christians
use
follow
God
God?
sometimes to make money and to run cults.
Golly. You don't think Christians
Under
are
a
a
Christian,
God?
you're claiming as a Christian,
We'll
but
have
you're
to
not really a
ask
Christian.
Defender of Ants what's the cult.
Hey, you know you break one of the Ten Commandments every day. One that says, "Thou shalt not lie." Oh, there's another one you break every day. Don't take thy Lord's name in vain. You say it all the
Yep.
time, GD.
Yep.
I break that one, but I don't break the lie part.
You
Thou
just
shalt not
did.
covet thy
You
neighbor's
just
But I
did
do
goods.
just
break. I
now.
do break using the Lord's name in vain. I do. I'm guilty of that. Yes,
And what was the other one you said you didn't?
but I don't break the one about lying.
See, you just did it again.
Did
You
what?
just lied on that
How?
when you said
Because
you don't
you
lie.
lie. You lie all the time.
I
You
never
Just
can't.
lie.
have some one.
You can't remember anything that was said because we've talked about this before. Because you, by the end
Oh,
of
I
the
know
night,
what.
you're so
I know what
drunk,
I
you
said.
don't remember any. No, you don't.
No,
No, you
yeah, I
don't.
do. But
No, you
love
don't.
of night, love of night. I used to have respect for you until you
I don't
start taking
care.
my words and changing them
Don't
into
care.
something different. You know, you're
Here
starting
we
to act like
go.
G. You're starting to act like G and all the rest
Oh,
of the
She's
souls.
cool.
not even on this panel. You
You're
don't
you're
want none
like
of
talking
G.
like all the rest of them because you're
I like
taking
G.
words that I never said, and then you're making them into your own, and then you're spreading them as a rumor, and then you're saying that I'm lying. So you're the liar.
Oh, here we
Okay.
go. Call everybody else a liar. That's like when you tell Snafu and Betty to suck your nuts. Well, y'all
Right.
mistook my
Well, I
words.
did say
Y'all
that.
mistook what I said. How else
I
could you
did say
take them?
that.
How else
That's
could people take them?
disgusting.
That's true. I did say that.
That's disgusting.
So
How do
what?
you talk to women like that?
So what? See, he don't care.
I can talk to whoever I want when I want if it's warranted when I say it.
There
But
you
he's
go.
a
Yeah.
but he's a
So much,
godly
so much for
man.
your love.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the internet apparently. You can say
He's
what
a
you want
godly man.
to who you
God.
want
Oh
when you
yeah,
want.
Yep.
godly man.
And I don't care if you've lost respect for me because after last night, you letting people come in and talk to us like you let them. I
What
don't
do you mean?
I don't care.
Give me an example. What do you mean
I
last
don't
night?
I don't have to. I'm like you. I don't have to do
Nobody
this
talked bad to
fancy.
you. I don't think last night,
Yes,
did
they
they?
did. Yes, they did. And
Yeah,
I
tell us.
left because of it.
Well, who said anything bad to you? Tell me what they said, and tell me
It
who it
doesn't
was.
You gonna say
It,
she's
di-
lying?
no, it matters. It matters to me. What are you
That don't
talking
nothing
about?
matter to you if it don't go your way.
Because I was busy with Kenna last night, so
And
maybe I
you got
might
mad
have
at
missed some
her because
things.
she said she was not gonna text you privately, and you booted her out and shut down because you got so mad that
You
she
know when I'm busy
rejected
with
you.
Kenna, love of night. You know when I'm busy with her. Um, there's a lot of like the chat goes fucking crazy. There might have been some things I missed. So what are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. I did
Exactly.
not see
This
any
was before
disrespect to you last night.
this was before Kenna.
Okay, well I never seen any disrespect to you last night.
And
Who
that
dis?
and it doesn't matter because see, I'm not
It does
Kenna
matter
and
if you're saying it. It matters if
I
you're saying
don't
it. So
and I
bring it to
don't
my
need
attention.
I don't need a man to stand up for me like Kenna does, but I'm just saying I left because I can.
Well, then you
And
can tell
from
me. You can tell me
from
what
right
happened then.
I don't have to because I'm like
What do you
you.
mean you don't
I don't
have to?
have to
You're saying
explain
you're accusing.
myself
You're
to
saying you're
you.
accusing,
Shut up,
but you're
let the
not
woman
willing to tell
talk.
me why or what
Shut
happened.
up, let the lady
But
speak.
you're accusing. You're
Right,
accusing me. You're
you do it
accusing me
all
of
day.
letting things happen, but you can't say what happened.
I
So
can,
who's
but
the
I
liar
won't.
here? Who's the liar?
You
The
because
one
you
that
do
You
it all the
are
no,
the
time.
the
liar.
one that's not willing to tell me what I
You do
supposedly
it
lied
all the
about,
time.
or the
You
one
do it all
that
the time.
cannot
I don't
tell
have
me
to.
what
I don't have
happened.
to. I don't have to because I'm grown and I took
No,
care of
because
it
you're
my
lying.
own way.
Because you're lying. Because there's no way I'd allow that, and I believe you know that.
Tommy,
Right.
doesn't this
So
sound like a
so yeah,
real
you are
godly
lying.
man
So
to you?
I'm a
If
liar
you can't
now.
tell me what I've done,
You
if you
didn't
can't tell
do
me what I've done,
anything. It was somebody in your chat, but you let
Pretty
people
much.
come in and talk
well
to the
then who did
women
it? Then
like
who
they're
did it?
garbage.
Who did it
Go
then?
back and watch it.
What did they say?
Go back and watch it.
Do you know how long my streams are?
I don't
You think
care.
I'm gonna watch 8, 10 hours of streams? just to prove, or just to just
I
tell
don't
me?
care. Don't care. I don't have to.
What
I'm
do you
just
mean you don't
saying.
have
I'm
to?
just telling. I don't have to because
You're
I've drawn
accusing.
the.
You're on panel saying something, but yet you don't
I
have to
haven't said
explain
it.
it.
See, I haven't said a name. I didn't say a name. Unlike some people that I know that will come right out and say that Mater motive is what. You know, I don't say names.
All right, let me ask you this question: do you think something, and I was aware of it, and someone was abusing you, like after our conversations, do you think I would allow it?
Yeah. Yeah,
What?
because you get somebody in there and you
Do you
force a
think I would
wrench
allow it
on them.
against you? Is
You force a.
my question? Would I allow that against you after
You
all the
did.
talks that we've had?
You did.
If no, but I'm saying if I was aware of it, do you believe that I would allow it?
You did. That's all that matters.
That's not what I
Because
asked. I asked you, do you believe I would allow it if I was knowledgeable of it?
you did.
Answer my question.
I
Answer
just
my question
did. You
exactly.
said you
Not the
will
way.
take.
No, don't answer. Don't answer it your way. Answer my question my way. My
Answer it
question.
his way.
Right. It's got to be his way. And
Yep.
I. No, I don't.
My
I
way
don't.
is if I was aware of what was happening to you, do you think I would allow it? Yes or no? It's a yes or no question.
And when they jump on other people, you
It's a
ban
yes or
the
no
women
question.
instead
It
of
doesn't it
them.
doesn't come with an explanation. It's a yes or no question.
I've
Do you think
given
I'd
you
allow it?
you did. I mean, how can I be any clearer than that?
You did is not an answer. Yes or
You did means yes, you dumb fuck.
no, it doesn't. No, it
Damn,
doesn't.
you is a
No,
dumb
she
son of a
said
bitch.
I did, but she's not getting the point. Was I
You're not
aware of
getting the
it?
point.
I'm not
Our
getting
Was
the
way or the
point.
highway.
was
I'm
I
not.
aware of it? And
I'm
if
not
she
supposed
thought
to
I
be
was
getting
aware
the
of it, and
point.
she knew I was aware of it, she was 100% knowing that I was aware of it. Would I allow it? Is the question.
When she says yes, you did allow it, that
She
means you
knows
would
damn well
allow
I
it because you
wouldn't.
did.
You know
But
damn
you
well,
did.
love of
Well, you
night, I
stop talking
wouldn't.
over everybody. Let other
You know
people
damn
talk.
well I wouldn't. So you like what games are you trying to play here?
I'm not trying to play any
If I
games.
was aware, well, you are because you know damn well if I was aware of it, I would not have allowed it.
You just broke one of them commandments again.
You know damn well I wouldn't.
You just broke
I
that
think you
commandment
know
again.
enough about me right now that I would not have allowed it.
Yeah.
So you're playing games here by saying the things you're saying.
Whatever you want to think.
And I'm calling you out on that game.
I don't care. Don't care.
Well, I don't care either, but I'm calling you out.
And I'm calling you out. You
For
owe
what?
somebody an apology.
I don't owe anyone an apology. And if I do, I'll give it to them. If I
You
owe
did.
someone an apology, I'll always give it. If I feel I owe someone an apology, they'll get it. If they don't get it, that's because I don't owe it.
Okay. That's on you. That's on between you and God. Okay.
Oh,
Exactly.
God don't know this dude.
And
He
that's
don't.
not for you or anyone else in this freaking Yahoo chat to decide. That is
This
between
ain't a
you and
Yahoo
God.
chat.
You got that right. Got that right. That
Yahoo.
is one thing
This
that
ain't
you said that
Yahoo.
I agree with.
This
Yeah.
son of a
And if
bitch
you
so
don't
lost
believe
he
in
thinks he's
God,
on Yahoo.
between you and the WEF.
Yahoo!
What did you say, Tommy? Say that again, Tommy. I missed it.
I said it, and if you don't believe in God, then it's between you and the WEF.
Right? Hey, Mama Red. How you doing? Good to see you. Hey, Troy.
Schwab.
Lisa. Good to see you. Anything else, guys?
Hey, Mama
Okay.
Red, how you doing, darling? I think everybody sees how big a dumbass you are, RV. You can go now if you want to.
I'm not going
Hi,
anywhere.
Mama Red.
No. I don't run from anyone.
It's Mama
Well, you
Red.
damn sure ran from me the other night when you kicked me off your panel.
You
Wouldn't
ain't
let
gonna
me up
drive
there to
me off,
respond.
dude. I'll stick around.
You wouldn't let me. You don't let me on
I'll
your
play the
panel to
game.
answer to your shit, do you? No, you
I know how
don't.
the game works, and I'll play it.
Oh, just a game to you? Okay.
I'm going to stick
So I'm
around
waiting
and
on
see
you.
how this game ends too.
Hell, I ain't got nothing to do. Go make me a drink. Who else wants one?
Me,
All right. We
I'll
may as
be the
well
last
have
man
one.
standing.
RV's
Don't
had a
worry.
12 pack since he's been on panel.
Okay, well, the chat wants to know when the hot tub stream is coming, RV.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
yeah. He's going to have a good time with his hot stuff.
I might make it there someday, Tommy. We'll have that hot tub party.
Tommy, you going to have this drunk staying close to your children acting like he does when he goes on his hollering rats?
Well, you never know how long he'll stay.
oh Lord,
Are you from Alabama there, by the way, Mater? Are you Alabama or something?
Now,
You have like that
everybody
Alabama.
on YouTube knows I'm in Alabama, you dumb fucker. Where you been?
Well, I never knew because I never really
Yes,
cared.
you
But
did.
I can just
Everybody
tell that you
knows
have
I'm
that
in
Alabama,
Alabama.
swamp, that swamp, freaking Alabama accent. So
Swamp,
that's why I
Alabama.
thought so. Well,
Bama
isn't
don't have many
Alabama mostly
swamps.
swamp? That's where all the
Bama
shows
ain't.
are.
Oh,
Those
no.
Alabama swamp people.
Swampland.
Yeah.
Alabama swamp people. You. That's
Yeah.
Louisiana, you dumb fuck.
Yeah,
No, I'm pretty sure it's
he's
Alabama
on
too.
high ground.
You see, you so dumb you can't even take when you're wrong. That's Alabama where swamp people are.
Maybe I'm wrong on the. It could be
You are
Louisiana.
wrong
No, I'm
again.
pretty sure it's Alabama.
Alabama is
Alabama's
the moonshiner.
swampland too. I think. Pretty sure Alabama's got swampland as well.
No, no, not like
I'm
Louisiana
pretty sure
does.
I've seen shows in Alabama swampland, like with alligators and shit
Rum runner.
living on the swamp. With their freaking airboats and shit. I'm pretty sure it was Alabama.
The swamps are in Louisiana.
All right,
What
whatever.
do you mean?
come on, Mater. He
Whatever.
knows.
He's so
He's
damn
never
drunk.
been there, but he knows.
He's so drunk he can't even keep his stories together no more.
What do you mean story? I thought Alabama was swampland.
Alabama, you're the swamp people that you think you watch on TV. If they're fishing in Alabama, y'all better call Troy Landry. Tell him he's lost.
So is Alabama the crocodile place then, or something?
Alabama
Here,
has no crocodiles.
alligators?
You're
They
allowed.
got the alligators.
Well, then I've watched shows
What
in
is
Alabama
known for?
when they're like when they're like catching alligators.
Big time. College teams like Alabama and Auburn dominate headlines. It's also the heart of the civil rights movement, with
Roll
Southern
Tide.
That's on me.
Southern hospitality, barbecue, and country music roots rounded out. Anything specific you're curious about?
Yeah, is there swampland in Alabama?
Yeah, Alabama's got swamps, especially around the Mobile-Tensaw Delta, one of the largest wetland systems in the U.S. Cypress forests, alligators, and herons. Pretty wild stuff.
There you go.
Tommy, ask whatever you're talking to. Where's the swamp people at?
What state do the swamp people live in?
Swamp people are from Louisiana.
Yeah,
hunting
shut the
in
fuck
Atchison
up,
Basin
RV.
and places like
Hold
Deer
on.
Park. That swamp's full of gators and bayous.
There you go.
Okay, all right. Swamp people. But you have a lot of swampland in Alabama. You said you
Yes,
didn't.
Alabama does have swamps down in the Delta.
And I've watched a lot of
Mobile.
shows about like catching alligators and shit in Alabama. Okay,
When
so I
you
knew
watch,
there was something to
when
it.
you watch swamp people, you're watching Louisiana with Junior and Troy Landry and Willie and all that bunch. How do you
All right.
even watch TV in your van? You ain't got no reception.
Well, then how am I on here? If that's the case.
Oh, that's right. You're using Elon's Starlink.
That's right. That's right. Or hotspot. Hotspot works better. So what's your point?
My point is you're an ass. What's your point?
My point is I don't give a fuck what you think.
Well, you haven't. Now we know you give fucks regular because we hear you give them to yourself all the time. Remember the flap, flap, flap?
I don't even know what you just said, but I'll just pretend I did. Okay.
A
whatever you just
lot of
said.
people that was in your chat.
I'll
that
disagree.
night-
You know, when you don't
that
understand
night-
sometimes,
the
when you
night
can't
I'm
understand
talking- now, don't
sometimes, you just
overtalk.
want to agree. So I'll just agree.
Why you not let me finish what I'm saying? Why not let me finish what I'm saying? Don't get all upset. It's all right. That you had a bunch of people in your chat that night when all we heard was that flap, flap, flap for the longest. It was your thumb hitting the bottom of your table right there. Remember that? Everybody in your chat heard it.
Yeah, you mean for like 2 or 3 hours?
No, you didn't last that long. You only lasted
No,
about
no,
5
no.
minutes.
It was like for 2 or 3 hours.
Oh,
You
can't do
fucking
it in 2 or 3
morons.
hours?
And it ended up being my freaking mic, and I had to buy a new mic.
About 3 minutes.
Damn, you could go.
It
that
wasn't
long
3
with your
minutes,
arm
Tommy.
like that.
It was 2 or 3 fucking hours, for Christ's sake. It was 2 or 3 hours. Yeah, like,
You can-
Jesus Christ. I've got
You
some
got
endurance.
a strong arm there, bud.
I
You
must
did that
have.
long.
Listen, if I've got that kind of endurance, ladies come and see me. Because
No,
trust
the
me,
reason you're
I'm
doing
going
it
to
to
rock
yourself.
your world.
Outside the
I'm
The
going to
reason you're
rock
doing
your
it-
world.
The reason you do it to yourself is you ain't got no ladies want to touch you.
Come on, maybe. I mean, come on. That's just dumb.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people heard it that night.
Yeah, for 2 or 3 hours. Like,
No.
Red played it. Red played it, and I think Red had like an hour of this.
Now I don't know what you're talking about with Red. Where'd you go?
Am I here?
Yeah.
All right. Red played this for over
I
an
don't
hour.
know what Red done. I
Red-
don't care what Red done.
Listen, Red played this for
No,
over an
no,
hour.
no. You call.
Why are you cutting me off? You don't want me to cut you off, but you're cutting me off. So as soon as I start
No,
talking,
you always.
you talk.
That's what you do.
You're
That's
afraid of what
you
I have
do.
to say? Are you afraid of me?
I ain't
'Cause if you're
afraid
not
of
afraid of
nothing.
me,
You just
then let me
gonna
talk.
lie. You just gonna lie. Go ahead.
You're afraid of me.
Oh,
You're
God.
afraid of me. And guess what, Mater? You should be.
Oh my God. Oh, I should.
Why?
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 You should be.
Why?
Why?
Anyway, can I talk?
Why? No. You tell me why.
Tommy,
Why am
mute
I
him.
afraid of you?
Mute him so I can talk.
Why am I afraid of you?
What is
Answer
the
my
chosen
question. Now hush. Why am I afraid of you?
Why won't you let me talk? Why
Tell me
every time
why
I
I'm
talk?
afraid of you.
Why every time I talk, do you talk over me as soon as I talk?
Why am I? Why
Because
am I
only
afraid of
people
you?
that are afraid of what I have to say talk over top if you're afraid of me.
Why am I afraid of you?
Good
You do
question.
it all the time, RV.
Ask
You talk
yourself.
over
Ask yourself the
everybody.
same question.
I'm asking you. Why should I be afraid of you?
I don't know. If you're not, you'll let me talk.
Oh, so you just made that up, that lie of yours that I'm afraid of
No,
you. Okay,
because
go
if
ahead.
you're not afraid of
Carry
me,
on.
if you're not afraid of me, I should be able to talk without you cutting me off as soon as I start talking.
Oh, jeez.
As soon as I start
Speak, ask,
talking,
now,
see?
Let's go, talk.
As soon as I start talking, you cut me off. See? You're afraid
Let's
of
go.
me.
Talk.
Hello?
Hello.
See?
People tell me
Hello?
hello. I say hello back.
Hello?
It's
Hello?
better to be a listener
Hello?
than than someone
Hello?
that talks over people.
Yep.
Not my
You're right, Tommy.
Yep.
You're all
Only
right,
cowards.
Tommy.
Only cowards will not let another person talk. Only
Oh,
a
isn't
coward
that the pot
will not
calling
let
the kettle
another person
black?
talk. Only a person that's afraid of another person will not let another person talk.
Is that why you always talk over people, RV? You scared of them?
Right?
I let people talk.
No, you don't. You're always screaming over people. You screamed over Tommy, and it's his.
See, you're doing the same thing.
It's his video.
You're not even letting me talk. You're doing the same thing as Mater is.
Because I don't. I'm just. I'm
Is
over
Tommy?
it.
Tommy's
I'm
not
over
afraid
it.
of me. Because Tommy's not talking over top of me.
I'm not afraid of you. You know I'm not.
When me
afraid
and
of
Tommy
you.
were having a conversation between ourselves, we
Well,
were
no,
not
because
talking over
I
top
let
of each
people
other.
talk. I let people talk. I'm a listener. So if somebody likes
And I let
talking,
Tommy talk too.
I tend to not try
I
and
got a
talk
phone
over
call.
them,
I'll
but I
be
just
back.
let them talk until
So,
they're all
so that's
talked
proof in
out,
itself.
and then I'll say my bit.
Yeah, and Tommy, and I let Tommy. Did you agree I let you talk too as well? Did I let you
Oh, yeah.
say what you had to say?
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Exactly.
yeah, but we don't have a beef. If you have a beef with somebody, well, then you're more likely to talk over them. If you don't have a beef with them, well, then it's a conversation.
Especially if you're afraid of what they have to say back. Especially if they're afraid of you.
Why would anybody be afraid of you? We don't even know each other.
You're
So why
afraid of
would
my
it-
words. You're afraid of what I
I'm
have
not.
to say.
I'm not. I am not afraid of
Well-
you, and I'm not afraid of
Well,
what
then
you
why
have to
can't I
say.
talk? Then why can't I talk?
Then talk.
Apparently, you
I
scared
just got-
away Mater.
Well,
Mater took off. I didn't boot him. So
No, he had a phone call.
Oh, okay.
well, good thing.
Missed
Good
that.
thing that he's gone. Because
Oh,
I couldn't get a
whatever.
word in edgewise when he's there. Anyway, do you have something to say to me, Love of Night?
And I do to Tommy.
Yes. Go ahead.
Again,
I'll
I
listen.
I apologize.
Oh, shut up with your
No
apology.
need
You
to
shut
apologize
up.
for anything.
No,
This
shut
is
up with your
not an
apology.
apologetic
Shut up
This
with
is
your
a,
little apologies.
Really?
Beefs and bouquets.
Yeah, really.
I'm not talking to you.
I don't care
Shut
if you're
up.
talking to me. Now I'm talking over top of you, remember? See, this is how it works. Hey, this is what you were doing to me, remember? Hey, it's not so fucking nice when I do it to you, is it? Now you're getting it back. No, then when you talk, I'm going to talk over you. Just like all you did to me. So every time you talk, I'm going to talk over you.
He's so childish.
Ah, see? I'm going to play the same game. No, you're the one that's childish, because you're the one on here doing what you did.
Yeah. And I would do it.
And I'm
again.
going to talk over top of you every time you talk.
And that's
I'm going to
because
teach
we're
you the
afraid of
same
me.
lesson. I'm going to teach you the same lesson that you're trying to supposedly teach me. Guess what? I am your boss.
Okay, well,
You're not
I'm
mine.
in the middle of my Tommy Temper show. And Carlin went to bowling, I think.
You are not my boss.
I'm always your boss. And I will be your boss, and you're going to find out who your boss is very soon.
No, because you know what?
Yeah,
I'm
no.
No.
See, I'm going to play all the same game that you and Mater played. I'm going to play the same game. See, how do you like it when people talk over top of you and don't allow you to say something?
I'm used to it. You do it all the time.
All right, I'll tell you what. Now I'll give you the respect. Now you can talk.
How do you like me now?
Tommy,
Yes.
hopefully he went to get another beer.
I'm right here.
But I apologize. I apologize for the way that I started this.
You
He-
didn't start anything. You came
No.
on and you had a beef with RV, not me, and no big deal.
But I let him get me sideways because I don't. This is not me. I'm quiet.
Oh, this is definitely
Well,
you. No, she's
I'm-
not quiet. She's
I'm-
not quiet. Yeah,
Very nice.
she is not quiet. Now, you're full of shit.
See,
You're not authentic. You're full of shit.
see how he treats us. But that's okay.
Yeah, RV.
Oh, she's a
seems
piece
to
of
me
crap.
that You've
Thank
got
you.
people that you've done things on your channel, RV, to where you've got people disliking you. This is what I perceive.
Good,
Am I right?
good.
But that's not good.
You know what? No,
Because
I've
you
got their
should-
fucking
Because
attention.
as a religious person, you should try and like everyone.
I've got their attention, Tommy. And I've got yours. I've got all
That's-
your fucking attention.
That's what it's about. He needs attention.
No, it's about. Yeah,
It's-
exactly. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I
Yeah,
agree.
it's lonely sitting
Yeah.
in that van 24/7.
But the right attention. The right attention. Not the attention that all you guys think.
But
I'm here.
anyway,
I'm here for the better good.
But
RV.
anyway, Tommy,
Have you got that sticker on the back of your van there that says "Don't bother knocking when this van's rocking"?
No, but maybe I should put one on. just in case
Because you should slap
just
that
in case
on
I'm
the
surfacing
back.
myself or something, and the van's rocking and I'm surfacing myself or something, Maybe I should, Tommy.
Yeah,
Maybe,
like
maybe I
put a
should.
few flowers on it there, make it look hippie-ish, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, free love.
Good
sticker.
point. Good point. I'm gonna have to take
And
that into
just relax a
consideration for
bit.
sure.
Relax. You're letting the internet get to you. All these people are like coming down, and you're coming down on
See,
them. and
here's where you're wrong.
all
This ain't
fine.
getting to me anymore. This ain't getting to me. I rule this now.
Good.
I rule it. It ain't getting to
Figured
me.
it
I
out.
rule it. Yeah, I rule
Figured
it.
out what's going on here, to
Exactly.
overcome the people that are not in the same sphere that you are.
Exactly.
Tommy,
That's good.
have you ever seen mental decline like this before? I mean,
Well, yeah, this is called the internet. It's like if you can't get into the mental hospital, well, you can get online. Take your pick.
but let me say this because I'm going to go. I have a job, so I really, and it's like real early, and I have to get up. But I just want to, regardless of
What
what
time is it there?
it's 8:30.
Okay, well, yeah, it's just about that time of the day where nighttime, nighty night.
But I don't. He brings out the worst in me, and
Well, hey,
that's not
that's what I do
not
best.
good
That's what I do
for
best.
me. That's
Well,
not
it's
good for
because you've been
me.
hanging out over in his
Ah,
channel a
that's
little
what
too
I do
much.
best.
My
I
channel hasn't been in
love,
operation
I
that
love.
much, but I'll be on a lot more lately. So
Please,
I'll be on more.
Tommy. Yes.
I
Give you
love
another.
bringing out people's best feelings, and I love bringing out all of your drama, all of your true colors, bringing and pulling all of your fucking shit. The shit
more
right out of
venues.
your ass. That's what I do. I pull the shit and I bring it out your mouth. I pull it from your ass to your mouth. That's what I do.
Holy mackerel!
So, in the morning,
I'll go right down fucking throat, and I'll
see,
go right to your asshole, and I'll pull the shit right out of your mouth.
see
That's
how
what I
he
do.
talks to people.
Yeah, I
He's
know. RV Moon Maverick there. So what do you expect?
That's what I'm doing. I'm pulling
Don't
truth
moon-
into this fucking
Don't
world.
moon me. Don't moon me.
I'm
Because we'll leave this.
not
show
gonna
up
moon
here.
you, Tommy.
Otherwise, if you moon me,
I'm not gonna moon you, Tommy. I would never.
pull,
No.
pull the stream down.
Too
I'm
much
not
respect for
Maverick.
you, Tommy.
I need
Got
you
Too
no,
much respect for you, Tommy, to moon you. Okay?
right now.
Too much respect.
Right now, Tommy. You
Yeah.
come over and be a spectator in his channel sometime when he's downing everybody.
Oh,
and
he
see
has
what
been.
respect he
Did you
has
not know
for
Tommy
you
comes
and
on my
everybody.
channel?
I got a wrench over there.
Yeah, he comes on my channel. He comes on my
Once in a while I
panel.
come. Yeah. Once in a while I go in lives. Yeah.
But anyway, I do have to go. I apologize for yelling on your stream, but I'm done with this. I'm done with
All
you, RV. I'm done. So you go
All right,
ahead
bye-bye.
and you block me. You do whatever you got to do because I'm done with you. I can't. When my
All
blood
right,
pressure.
bye bye.
Shut up!
You don't have
This is
to.
not your.
You don't have
this
to
is
explain
not
to
your
me.
fight.
Just go away.
I'm not. I'm talking
It's,
to Tommy.
This is not
I'm
a hard
talking
thing to
Tommy.
do.
I'm talking
Done with
to
what?
Tommy.
Done with Tommy or done with me? Are you
I'm
done with me or
you.
Tommy?
I was talking
All
to
right.
Tommy.
Well, you're not. Well, you're not done with Tommy, so don't worry about that. You're talking to me, so if you're done with this and you're saying done with this, that means me. So, all right, bye bye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
And it won't. But
Don't
you think
let the
about
door
that.
hit you on the way out, sweetheart. No, don't let the door hit you on the way out, and don't involve Tommy in mine
Sorry,
and
I
your
had a phone
problem.
call.
Don't let the door hit you on the
Okay.
way out. Love of night.
Thank
Damn,
you.
don't
you still
involve
mighty
Tommy.
sweet, ain't you?
Words there, Lebanite. Don't worry. Just do what you need to do.
I was trying to talk to Tommy Mater, and this one here is
Yeah,
not
well,
going.
you're talking to Tommy. You're talking to Tommy about me. You're telling Tommy that you're done with me. Tommy don't
I
give a
am.
fuck if you don't.
I
Now
am.
you're gonna
They
speak
fucking
for
care about
Tommy?
that for.
That's true.
Why you speaking for Tommy now?
If you're saying that on fucking Tommy, like, you think Tommy gives a fuck if you're done with me? Tommy don't care if you're done with me. Why are you telling him? He don't give a
Because I
fuck.
can talk to whoever I want to talk to.
Tommy is shit
Right now, I'm talking
if you're
to
done
the
with me or
bird.
not.
Good birdie.
Tommy don't care if you're fucking done with me or not, you dummy. You think he fucking cares?
Eat the
Jesus,
swamp.
I
you're trying
love
to
it.
involve him, make him
I
care.
love it.
He
I
ain't
love
gonna
it when
fucking
an
care.
idiot
If
calls
you're
a
done with
lady
me
a
or
dummy.
not, that's not his fucking problem, man. He's got his own fucking problems. I'll be right back.
That's right.
I love it when an idiot calls somebody a dummy.
Birdie num num.
I've got to go. I have got to go. Mater,
Yes,
it was
ma'am.
it was very good to spend time with you on panel.
Well, it was enjoyable. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. But I have to go. I can't. I'm having to double up on my blood pressure pills because of him. I got to go.
I understand. I understand.
I'll talk to you soon.
Y'all have a good one.
You
Okay,
too.
well, you're lucky you don't have to get a hard on. What can I say?
Bye, Tommy. Oh, Lord.
Y'all must have got him turned on when he's talking about his flapping. He had to go relieve himself twice, I guess.
Oh my. It's terrible. Okay, well, I'm going to have to dump the panel, everyone, because I'm going to have to go to eat supper. It is supper time. I'm 35 minutes overdue.
Well,
So,
go eat your supper.
yeah. Even the bird is outside eating supper. So, yeah, I'm going to dump everyone off the panel. Thank you very much for coming on. Mater, good to see you. Canada
You too.
RV,
Y'all have a
good to see
good one.
you as well. Yeah, you betcha. Take care. And, yeah, you can't make this shit up. That's about all I can say. I'd flip my... Oh, I better flip my thing over here. Unfortunately, I'm not well set up here for my outro with this little cheesy 2-bit microphone here. Yeah, now you know what I really sound like on this microphone. Hang on. Okay, now. Okay, there you go. This is the regular microphone. Okay. Okay, thanks a lot for tuning in, everyone. Do enjoy your company, each and every one of you out there in the chat. This is the Tommy Temper Show. I'm Tommy Temper, and it's been a slice. Peace, everyone. Peace. We're out. Bye-bye.